lost to Sunderland on Saturday. Dennis Bergkamp will start in this match. He, of course, was rested and was just on the bench on Saturday. Ray Parlour and Freddie Ljungberg, they are injuries and they will not figure at all. For Liverpool, they're changing their formation. They're going with just the one striker up front. Michael Owen will drop to the bench. Arsene Wenger has never beaten Liverpool in his time as Arsenal manager. He'll be trying to do this. His team will line up as follows. Thierry Henry, last season's top scorer with 26 goals. He will start alongside Bergkamp. And summer signings, Loren and Pires will make their Highbury debuts. Kanu, he starts on the bench alongside some youngsters, homegrown talent in Paulo Vernazza and Ashley Cole. For Liverpool, just two changes for them. Gary McAllister, he's on from the start for Liverpool as they pack the midfield area. Jamie Carragher, he's the other change, and he will also start. A clean sheet on Saturday against Bradford. The defence remains unchanged. Sami Hyypiä will be the captain. Well, Richard, Kevin Keegan will be here tonight. No doubt he's going to run the rule over some of his players before he makes his squad announcement on Thursday. Back to you.
First news of that, of course, on skysports.com TV. Monday Night Football this evening from Sky Sports. We are at Highbury. It's Arsenal against Liverpool. When we come back, more of the weekend's goals. And what a start for Charlton back in the big time. 4 against Manchester City.
Have you ever wished you could control the action? Now with Sky's interactive service, you can. Choose one of 3 games, review the day's best action, and with player stats, keep up with the latest match situation.
Great shot.
In fact, the only thing you can't do...
She's missed it.
...is alter the result.
That's it. Done it.
Live coverage of the US Open, coming soon on Sky Sports 2. And for the first time, take control on Sky Digital.
It's price down on clothing at JJB. Fantastic savings on T-shirts. There's thousands to choose from. The Patrick V-neck T-shirt, down to just £6. Yes, £6. Umbro V-neck T-shirts, only £7. And with JJB, you save again and again. Head T-shirts, incredible value, only £9. Make the most of these breathtaking savings. They won't be hanging around long.
JJB, your extra value sports stores.
Nobody knows your kids like you do.
No one would want to.
Which is why, with the parental controls on AOL, it really is you, the parents, who stay in control.
Make a nice change.
You see, you can set different internet controls for a teenager than for an under 12, say. And it's so easy to set up, isn't it?
I managed it.
And it doesn't get much easier than that. You'll probably want to know more. So call us on 0800 756 9999.
A serious mouthful of fruity juiciness. Starburst, get your juices going.
I want a wood stain from Ronseal for my front door that lasts 5 years.
What you need is Ronseal 5-year wood stain. It stains, waterproofs and protects exterior wood, and it's rainproof in about an hour.
Where would I find that then?
In a tin with Ronseal 5-year wood stain on it. Ronseal. It does exactly what it says on the tin.
It's sale time at ATS Euromaster. You'll find money off all our tyres. Up to 25% off exhausts. And free brake checks. Call 0800 60 1060 to find your nearest centre. The ATS Euromaster sale. What drives us is you.
My name is Martin.
Hello, Martin.
I have been to the edge. There's toppings at the edge. Loads of toppings piled really high on a thin, crisp base. And do you know the best thing? There's no outer crust. Just chunky, tangy toppings that go all the way. When I'm at the edge, I feel like I'm king of the world. I'm Mr. Invincible. Yeah!
The Edge from Pizza Hut. Have you been to the edge?
If you work together like we do and join others on the net to shop as a group, you could make big savings on anything from toys to hi-fi. Let's do it. Let'sbuyit.com.
What a night that was last night, watching Tiger Woods win the US PGA Championship. Fantastic entertainment. The next golf in the States is 7 o'clock on Thursday. Sky Sports 2, the top 64 golfers in the world. We're at Highbury on Sky Sports 1, and for Sky Digital viewers, interactive on Sky Sports Extra, it is Arsenal against Liverpool. And tonight's match referee, Graham Pole, is waiting to talk to us at Highbury. Graham, good evening to you.
Evening, Richard.
A first Premiership game for you this season. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, can't wait. We always look forward to the season starting, and fourth official on Saturday down at Charlton, which was a good game of football, good to watch, and out there refereeing this evening.
I just wonder, Graham, again, the beginning of a new season, instead of easing the burden of referees, FIFA and so-called many people have decided to give you more problems, more things to work on, new directives for the players. It's going to take them time to get used to it. Is it going to take the referees a little bit of time?
I'm interested you say that. I mean, for me, I think we've been given more licence this season. We've been encouraged to have a feel for the game rather than just go out and apply very strict mandates and blame the law, and the letter of the law says I must do this and I must do that. Of course there are some mandatory decisions that we have to stick to, the same as last year. But if you actually think about the two changes which you'll notice most on the pitch this season, one is involving the goalkeeper with 6 seconds, and you have to remember the spirit that's been brought in, where that's to get the game going quicker. And I think we've already seen, certainly I saw the live game yesterday, and you see Barthez is certainly used to that. From Euro 2000 he used it. And that ball came into play very, very quickly. And the second change really is to help referees rather than put a hindrance on them, which is where we can advance the ball 10 yards after a caution for dissent or failing to retreat the required distance.
I just want you mentioned the first one, I totally agree with you, get the ball back into play, keep the game flowing. Is there not a little risk with the other directive, the free kick, that instead of the game flowing, you're actually going to find that a free kick's been given, we could spend 3-4 minutes, should the wall be moved once, maybe twice, that the game is actually static for something like 3 or 4 minutes at a time?
Well, just to pick you up there, you can only move the ball forward once. So, you know where it's got to move to, and we're not talking about this happening 4, 5, 6 times in a match. From the weekend, I think there were 2 instances in 10 matches, and that was about what we expected. We have been instructed, do not go out looking to caution more players for dissent, for failing to retreat the required distance, for kicking the ball away, etc. That is the same as it was last season. It's only after you've issued a yellow card that the new instruction comes in. So we're not looking to penalise players to say, oh, don't you dare talk to me. There still needs to be communication on the pitch. That's a key element of refereeing and playing.
Is it possible, Graham, sorry to interrupt, just
sure.
thinking about this, Andy's up, I sit here listening to Andy week after week and talk about the correct and the right distance for a free kick. David Beckham loves a free kick from, what, 30 yards, Andy?
I would say.
A good distance for him to get a ball up and down. How long before teams work out that perhaps if they step out of a wall and sacrifice a player and you advance it 10 yards, that's more difficult for him to deal with from 20 rather than 30 yards out?
That's one of the concerns that referees had. I think it has to be remembered, we haven't got a choice. Once a caution is issued, we have to move it forward 10 yards towards the midpoint of the goal. So, again, that's not down to us, that is law. I actually have been on 2 club visits so far, which is something the Premier League referees are doing more of, and I've got another one coming up this week, where I've asked the managers if they'd thought about that, to sacrifice a player, someone that doesn't get cautioned very much, to draw the caution and make the free kick come in. And to be quite frank, they laughed at me. They thought that was absolutely ridiculous situation that they just wouldn't get involved in.
Talking about the free kick, and I think this is probably the one, Graham, as the season goes on, it's going to cause the be more topical than the other, I guess. But looking back to Wolves at Molineux in the first weekend of the nationwide season, a free kick, the situation arose, and this is what I'm talking about. Are you learning? Is your profession going to learn as we go along? A free kick was given, Kitspire runs up, smashes the ball into the top corner, the referee disallows the goal and moves the free kick 10 yards ahead. Surely that is not what that particular directive was meant to achieve. And have you in your profession learned even from that one instant?
Well, personally, I haven't seen that one, unfortunately. But
the
way you described it, I would guess, yeah, I'm sure we're learning. The same as anyone in anything, you're learning as you go along. I mean, we had a weekend seminar where we discussed, should we pick the ball up and walk with it the 10 yards? Should we pace it out? What should we do? Because we didn't want to cause players to kind of try and grab the ball off us or create a situation which made it worse by trying to apply the law. So, you know, we went through as best we could without it being a live situation. And as I mentioned, we've been into clubs and, you know, set up dummy situations with those players to say, this is what will happen, be aware of it. So I'm sure we're learning, as you rightly point out.
Well, Graham, thank you very much. I know it's extremely busy for you this time of the night, so thanks for giving up your time and good luck tonight.
Hope it's an enjoyable game.
Have a good one, son, and let's hope we're talking about the players after the game and not you.
I hope so. Cheerio.
Almost disappointed, I think, if we would be, Graham.
No, I have to say, in his defence, though, remember, we were talking about him after one of the games he did at Highbury. Was it Arsenal-Manchester United?
Arsenal-Manchester United, very nearly a year ago.
And he actually refereed the game as well as any referee has refereed a modern game in a long, long time. And everybody I met after it, everybody in the game, was very complimentary about the way he did referee it. So let's hope if we are talking about him, it's in a positive vein.
Fair point. Charlton Athletic are back. 4 goals against Manchester City at the weekend. What did it tell us about them, this blistering start?
Well, I'm not so sure. I remember the first home game, I think, last time up. They hammered Southampton, I think, 5-0, 5-1,
yes.
something like that. They smashed 5 in and they ended up going down. I think, listening to the Alan Kirbishley at the weekend, Richard, he was asked what they've learned, and he said, we lost or drew too many games by the odd goal at home at the Valley.
They won only 4 of 19.
Correct. So they lost, but they lost an awful lot 1-0. Or they drew 1-1, when they maybe could have picked up 1 point in the ones they lost and even 3 points in the ones they drew. I think he has learned that, and they're better equipped. I think the squad they've got now is stronger and better equipped and more able to stay the course than the one that was up 2 years ago. And I think Alan believes that too. At the weekend, they just played very well. At times this game could have gone either way, but Manchester United didn't defend great, I don't think. They made, again, you talk about decisions. Now, as this ball is building up, I don't see too much of a problem. They've got the 3 across there, they've got the full-back there. Remember, I've often talked about you can't have your full-back too deep, because if he's playing everybody on side from away over there, when the ball's on this side of the pitch, he can't really influence the play. So you look at that and you think, all right. But again, decisions are made by defenders. And if you don't get them right, you can see the right-back just edging away with his winger here. The centre-forward decides to make a run in between. And I think if you're defending properly, you've got to track that run, Richard. But the centre-back decides that he's not going to track it. He's going to step out and play offside. But you can see quite clearly, Richard Edgehill, I think, the full-back here, has dropped in with the winger. And they're in trouble now, because they're turned facing their own goal. And I think Joe felt they should have dealt with it maybe even there. But from there, Andy Hunt had a pretty good finish. And it was tough. They hit the post. Manchester City could have got back in it. That, for me, is what you talk about players who don't take any chances. He's hooked that on lovely. And this is Kevin Lisby, a young lad who played. But watch their movement. Look at this midfield player coming in here. Lisby's just turned. He's going to be running this side.
He played well, didn't he?
He did play well, and the movement was good. Now, as it drops to Andy Hunt, he's spot for choice here. If he drops it off that side, the midfield player's through. If he drops it off this side, Lisby's through. So he decides to come this way, and he takes a bit of catching. And they think they get out of it, though. And I'm a bit surprised at Nicky Weaver's choice. Maybe that little kick influenced him. But as this comes out, I thought, go on, bend down and pick it up. That was a strange choice for me, from the goalkeeper.
But it was for his manager as well.
Strange choice. But they played well, Charlton, and full marks again. And I know Manchester City are chasing the game a bit now, but again, watch the movement. And they get players, they put players in. Mark Kinsella, Graham Stewart arriving, tucks it back in one touch, has a little look. Well, if I'm there, you think, well, where's he going to score there? You think it's impossible. But Kinsella doesn't. Outside of the right foot. That's a beautiful finish. And the game's over. But again, you watch this. The ball's played in. It's tucked back. It's like third man running. Now, you cannot be this high up the pitch here and let him run like that if you're going to have 2 players that far back on the opposite side of the pitch, because they cannot get across to influence the game. And when it's tucked through, well, they're really struggling. Now struggling to get back. It is a penalty. You can't argue with that. And Graham Stewart makes sure it's a pretty good opening day. But somebody said to me today, well, Manchester City worry or dwell too much. No, I think not. What they tend to do when you come up, you play your opening 3 games, which happen in 7 days. Now, Manchester City have got 2 home games coming up, one against Sunderland, one against Sherlock Coventry at the weekend. And if they won both those games, suddenly everything would be rosy in the garden. Charlton, on the other hand, have got 2 away games, which, if they don't pick anything up, this could be turned on its head, these 2 teams. So I think that both managers will take a week, play 3 games, sit down at the beginning of next week and assess how the first week's gone.
Spurs will miss Ginola. Will it be positive or negative that he has gone?
Well, on a personal note, I think it will help Spurs. I mean, I do believe they will be better equipped as a team. Now, they might not have the flair and the craft of a Ginola, but I'm not so sure how many goals... I know he didn't score many goals, but how many he actually contributed to, how many he was credited with assisting, I don't know. But I do think Spurs as a team will end the season, or start the season, or finish the season better. And I think there were little examples of even the new boy, Rebroff in particular, providing this little piece of quality. They're unlucky. Neil Sullivan, not nothing there, but look at that movement from Rebroff. And then, is this not Ginola-like? Outside of the right foot?
Absolutely.
I mean, how close did that come? And he was involved in the opening 2 goals. Again, a defender, I don't know if you can see him at home, just at the top of the screen here. They've got a good line, and Stephen Carr's just trying to nick in behind him. But if you don't get it right, Richard, and you stand with your hand in the air, there's not a lot you can do about it. But if you drop back in and defend, then you might... Look, they can't do anything now, and now they're struggling. Stephen Carr's in. Wright comes off his line. You can't argue with the decision the referee made. It's a penalty.
He's become a very good player, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. And, I mean, full of energy, great energy levels. And he wasn't content with winning that. He wanted to contribute a bit more. But again, it's Rebroff who's involved. Stephen Carr and him combined. Look at Rebroff. Watch the toe poke. Beautifully weighted. And when he gets in here, I'm thinking, go on. You can pull it back here. You can drive it across there. You can drive it across there. You've got 3 options to put someone in. But he wasn't having any of that. He thought, oh, I'll have a little go myself. Keeper goes to the ground a little early. And then he nicks with the 2nd goal. And then I was really pleased to see Les Ferdinand back playing. I'm a big admirer of the way this boy heads the ball, Richard. He's a fantastic header of the ball. And when Darren Anderton does that, what a header that was from Les. Happy to be back, scoring goals. And I think when you think that Everson and Armstrong, not even quoted there, I just think if Tottenham get a good run going early, they might just grow in confidence from that, and they've got a good side.
Are Middlesbrough better equipped this season than they were last?
Well, on the evidence of being the only team that won away from home, and I hate to say that when it was at Coventry where you sat beside me, the only team that won away from home, you have to say that was a pretty good result. With Boksic and Job and Brian Deane all picked to play, this was a positive move by Robbo. I mean, Alan Boksic gets involved here. Look at Job. He's just going to get himself in front of Marcus Hall at the back post. And as that ball comes in, it's a lovely teasing cross. That was a great header. And from there, it really should have been a hat-trick for Boksic. I cannot see anything wrong with this free kick. See if anyone at home can. It's delivered. There's no contact. Up they go for the header. He gets a free header. I'm staggered that was disallowed. Absolutely staggered. They won't be happy with that. Lovely ball in, but no real marking. Free header. And I don't think Gordon will be too happy with that. A 50-yard ball straight down the middle from a set piece, and he would be expecting his centre-backs to be heading that straight back, Richard. They got caught, whether they'd just gone to sleep, whether they'd got a position too high up the pitch, or maybe a little bit of both, but they got caught, and Boksic gets his goal. But the next one was a fine goal. Gary Pallister, you watch his movement, there he goes. He's going in there, he's powered. He said to Pallister, I want it in there, can you provide the pass? And once there, he can't pull him down or he's going off, Paul Williams. And once, and this guy's just got so much quality. That was a beautiful finish. And that was a pretty good result for Brian Robson.
Southampton started brightly. They were 2 goals up at Derby County. Point won or points dropped?
I think Glenn will feel that there's definitely 2 points dropped here. You go 2-0 up that early in a football match, you would expect to, not expect, but you would think 8 times out of 10 you'll go and win the game. But if you're at Manchester United or Arsenal or Chelsea, you might not. But I think at Derby, you would expect that 2-0 up in the opening minutes, you go on and win the game. They didn't. But that's credit to Jim's team, because he stuck at it. But this is one of the better goals of the weekend for me. Hassan Kashlow's first. And it is because of the way they opened them up. This is wonderful football. Look at that. Ball down the line. Kevin Davis, 1 touch. And he spins. 1 touch. And then 1 touch. And suddenly, Derby are in trouble. And that ball into that little no man's land, that little area corridor of uncertainty, and Cashlow finishes it off. That was a great goal for me. Fabulous finish. Again, here they've got people running off the ball. And Kevin Davis, who's won the header, decides, I'm going to get involved. And there he is, right at the edge of the box, getting a really important touch. And you go 2-0 up. And I think Glenn's sitting on the bench thinking, I like this. But Branko Struper, well, let me see that again. That was too quick even for me. I want to see that. This is a great free kick. Hold on a sec. Look at that. He's hitting it. And what's the pace on that? 60 miles an hour plus. What a free kick. You just don't save them. Great strike. And then two of the balls of the weekend. That one, 70 yards, left to right. I think this is Aranio who gets in. What a touch there. Another great touch. And then the last place they want this ball, Richard, is anywhere along there, because that is a problem. And what does he do? He puts it right in there, right in the slot. And Dion Burton, like Cashlow, takes full advantage. So it's definitely a point gained for Jim's side, and I think 2 points lost after 10 minutes for Glenn's.
We're at Highbury tonight. It's Arsenal against Liverpool, who we'll take a closer look at when we come back. Their weekend performances. Arsenal beaten, of course, at Sunderland. Liverpool open with a win. That's next on the Monday Night Football.
Famous quotations which have spanned the centuries.
Ulrich, I have a very, very, very cunning plan.
New tales that will be told for generations to come.
It's a pint for the fella, glass of white wine, fruit pastry for the lady. Your suppositories, Mrs. Gregerson.
Sky One is about to make comic history.
Bravo, with big brass bells on.
Brand new. Time, gentlemen, please. Harry Enfield and the first showing of Blackadder Back and Forth. Coming soon, Sky One.
Last year, there were 150,000 cases of divorce in the UK.
The fastest hands in the East meet the slowest gun in the West. Jackie Chan. Ow! Shanghai Noon.
Mobile One, now at Esso service stations.
Live cricket tomorrow comes from the County Championship. Leicestershire, I should say, shouldn't I, take on Lancashire. Exclusively live coverage. Sports headlines are provided by Simon Lazenby from the SkySports.com TV studios.
PSV Eindhoven chairman Harry van Rey says Manchester United's latest approach for Ruud van Nistelrooy is too mad for words. The Dutch striker has been invited to train with United in October following his failed transfer last April. The deal was called off when he broke down in training, but Sir Alex Ferguson's attempt to revive the transfer has met with anger from PSV, who say he's their player and United have got no claim on him. Leicester's Steve Guppy has told SkySports.com TV he's determined to stay at Filbert Street and fight for his place. Guppy's had clear-the-air talks with manager Peter Taylor after being left out of Saturday's Premiership opener against Aston Villa. And one of Division 2's most prolific strikers is on the move. Bristol Rovers' Jamie Cureton has joined Reading for £250,000. Cureton and former striker partner Jason Roberts, who scored over 100 goals between them in the last 2 seasons. Roberts has also left the Memorial Grounds. OK, that's it from me. You can catch SkySports.com TV 24 hours a day, only on Sky Digital. Richard, back to you.
Simon, thank you. Just a quick word about Leicester and Villa, because we're not going to see it. Blank for both. Who would be the happier?
I think obviously Villa, I have to say, Richard, because the record against Leicester over recent years hasn't been great. Leicester got a bit of an Indian sign over them and they've always done pretty well. So I think going to Filbert Street, opening day of the season, new defender in, Hugo Ekihog was the interesting one, left on the bench, didn't even get on at all. The new Turkish Alpi played at the back with Gareth Barry and Gareth Southgate. So that was an interesting choice for John. And David Ginola, booked for over-exaggerating a free kick, I think would be the term.
Diving, I think.
So I think normal service resumed as possible. Stan Collymore playing against Villa, didn't manage to score, would have been disappointed with that. But I think all in all, it was always, that derby, half a derby match, was going to always be difficult for Villa. They'd be happy with the draw. There's no doubt about that.
3 points for Liverpool against a rugged and determined Bradford, who also seem to be in a lot better shape than last year. In fact, nobody might go down this year.
Well, I tell you what, nobody might go down, but I have to say, I think, and I said it a couple of weeks ago when you looked at what the teams who have come up have done and the teams who survived have done, they've all strengthened. We talk about the top 4 or 5 chasing Manchester United have all strengthened. Teams like Charlton are stronger, Manchester City are stronger, Bradford City are stronger than they all were this year. So the battle at the bottom might be every bit as tense and as fraught as the battle at the top, probably more so.
Took something special from Heskey, who was getting a little bit of stick prior to this goal, his first at Anfield, to actually beat Bradford, didn't it?
It came at a very good time. For 70 minutes or so, they had been really frustrating them. Bradford came with a plan, and Liverpool are going to find, and Manchester United are going to find, and Arsenal are going to find, and Leeds, that when teams like Bradford and who are going to be maybe at the wrong end of the table, they're going to come and shut up shop, Richard, and they're not going to come and try and entertain and get beaten 5-2 and 6-2. That's unrealistic. Anybody who looks at a game like this and thinks that Bradford should be coming and opening themselves up to getting hammered doesn't know the game.
It's not going to happen, is it?
It's not going to happen, because this is very typical of how the game went. It had to be patient, patient, patient from Liverpool. And just this time, now, for the first time, Heskey's strength there. The defender, again, you talk about trying to pinch the ball. Had the defender stayed behind Emile Heskey, he might not have gotten round here. He would have been in a position to deal with him. But Heskey felt his body come round him and he's away. Now, David Hopkins gets back, but look at the strength again on Heskey. And I just think from there, Richard, I don't think he can score. I'm amazed, but look at the power in the shot. 75 miles an hour. This flies past the goalkeeper. It was quite an extraordinary finish at the end of that run, and Emile needed it because he had been getting a little bit of stick from some of the crowd.
McAllister plays tonight. Barmby did and does again. What have they got in Barmby? Graham Souness wasn't sure yesterday.
Well, they've got a very good footballer in Nicky Barmby, if he can play to the level, A, that he played for at Tottenham, and B, the level he played at later on in the latter part of his Everton career. It looks
so
for me...
a big chunk of
confusion
in the middle.
You get a midfield player who will work up and down the right-hand side. You get a provider who can pass the ball and create chances. And you'll also get a player who can get in and pinch his fair share of goals. And when Trevor talks us through the formation tonight, it'll be interesting to see where he thinks Bambi's going to play. But on Saturday, he did play right side. He came from the left, but he didn't go and stick himself out on the wing. He was happy to go in field and get involved, and I think that's what he does. And I think he does this well. You see him, he pops it off, but this is what Bambi will do. He's happy to go in and make runs ahead of the play and see if he can get in on goals. And I think this is what he did. He'd be fairly happy with what he did. Disappointed with that header. 7 yards out, free header. He'll feel he should have done better. Vision like this and balls like this, Mike Malone will thrive on, and he will appreciate the early ball forward for his pace. But this about sums him up as well. The little pass infield, go on, join in the play, and one touch, and then play it round the corner for Heskey. Now, if he can provide that sort of service to Heskey and Owen or Fowler, whoever two of the three might play ahead of him, and get in himself, then Liverpool, I think, might have got themselves a pretty good player.
Sunderland delighted with their win, of course, but Peter Reeder was there yesterday. I think even the Sunderland coaching staff were wondering how they won that. What happened there?
They were very, very complimentary about Arsenal. I spent an hour with Peter at Old Trafford and his assistant, Adrian Heath, and they were so complimentary. They said Arsenal were absolutely outstanding, and they were very happy to get 1-0. The goal itself, well, David Seaman will see this and he won't want to see it again, but again, I think Kevin Phillips, wonderful link-up play. He does it as well as anyone. He's improving time and time again. But I was always taught as a striker that when the ball comes in, Richard, you attack it at its highest point. By that, I mean, you have to judge how high on the air you can meet the ball, how early you can meet it. And I always think as a goalkeeper, you're taught that as well. By that, I mean, as this ball comes in, David Seaman's made a decision here, but I think instead of coming out from where he was and meeting it at his highest point, David's trotted along at a little angle away from his goal, taking it at a pretty low point. The opposite is Niall Quinn. You look at Quinny, he's attacked it and he said no. He's met it at as high a point as he can, and that's been decisive. It was again not the best goalkeeping we've seen from David, but I'm sure he'll have forgotten that by the time the game starts tonight.
Any sympathy with Vieira?
I have a little sympathy. One, that happened 30 seconds before that challenge. Both challenge upset Patrick Vieira, and as that drops down in midfield, the third one pulling him back, he's reacted. The referee is no more than 2 yards away. It's the opening day of the season. I thought it was difficult for the referee not to pull out the red card. It's no more, when you see it, than a cuff in the ear. It's no more than that. Ball comes round and he just throws his arm behind him. He feels there's a shirt getting tugged. You see it come round. It's a cuff in the ear, but it's a flailing arm.
But his arm's up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a flailing arm.
Did Sunderland set out to irritate him? And was that the inevitable outcome?
Listen, Richard, every top-class player that's playing in this league will go to Sunderland, will go to clubs that are allegedly inferior to them, and their top players, I'm sure, will be pinpointed. That's never changed throughout the history of the game. You try and get top players annoyed. Vieira's a top player. I don't know whether they had a little go at him, but they certainly weren't going to stand back and say, go on then, Patrick, you're a good player, you pass it past us. They were going to compete and contest. And that's what every great player in this league will get from teams who are less superior than they are, if you like. They'll get people hounding at them, nipping at their ankles, and that's when you've got to have your composure. You lost it just a fraction.
So after losing at the weekend, Arsenal will want 3 points tonight, but the signs aren't good. You know, since the Premier League was formed in 1992, Liverpool have taken more points off them than any other club, 34 from 48 available. Arsenal haven't scored in the last 6 at Highbury. Liverpool unbeaten in 6 there, and they have won 4 of those. Match commentators this evening, Trevor Francis and Alan Parry. Alan.
Good evening. Well, Highbury's a perfect venue to start another season of Monday Night Football here on Sky Sports, and what a perfect fixture too. Arsenal championship runners-up in each of the last 2 seasons against a resurgent Liverpool, who themselves have real championship potential this season. But Trevor, in your opinion, can either of them finish ahead of Manchester United?
I think that Manchester United, after watching them yesterday, are once again the favourites. They looked invincible yesterday. But I go along with most of the experts that I feel that Liverpool can have a better season than what they did last year. I think Arsenal, when you look at their side, they're undoubtedly weakened at the moment with the loss of Overmars and Petit. But I think that Arsene Wenger will strengthen as the season progresses. So I think the two of them can make another strong challenge and have a good season.
Let's check on tonight's teams then. Playing 2 games in quick succession was bound to take its toll in terms of injuries. And Ray Parler's failed to recover from the damaged knee he suffered at Sunderland. His place in midfield taken by one of the new arrivals, the Cameroon international Loren. Freddie Ljungberg was also injured on Saturday. He's replaced by the other new signing, Robert Pires. And to freshen things up, Arsene Wenger has brought in Oleg Luzhny for Lee Dixon and Dennis Bergkamp for Canu.
Well, while some of the faces are changing here at Highbury, one thing that doesn't change is the shape of the side. Arsene Wenger likes to play with a back four, and that's what he's got tonight. Luzhny, Keown, Adams and Silvinho. Silvinho loves to push forward on that left-hand side, very progressive with his runs, linking with the midfield and front players. In midfield, there you see the two newcomers. On the right-hand side, you've got the pace of Loren. On the left-hand side, you've got the individual brilliance of Pires. Midfield, Vieira and Grimondi offer a sound base. Up front, you've got the pace of Henry and Bergkamp playing his familiar role just in behind the front.
Let's have a look at Liverpool then. They've been forced to start the new season without Jamie Redknapp, Robbie Fowler and new signing Bernard Diomed. They're all missing because of injury, and Patrick Berger is now the latest casualty. He was injured against Bradford on Saturday. Emil Heskey has recovered from his knee problem, and he will play as a lone striker. Gary McAllister and Jamie Carragher come into Liverpool's midfield.
Yes, Liverpool's game plan tonight will be built around a very solid back four. They were the best defensive record in the Premiership last year, just 30 goals conceded. And you can see there, that's a side that I think will rely on the pace of Heskey and will look to play often on the counter-attack. I think McAllister will be the most advanced of the midfield three. I see Haman and Carragher playing defensive roles. Barnby will start on the right with Schnitzer. I think their role will be to look to link with Heskey as often as possible. And don't be surprised if the two of them actually swap sides. You can see in the caption there that it's a 4-3-2-1 formation. But of course, there's flexibility in the formation that can often become 4-5-1 if necessary.
So what lies in store for these Arsenal players in the long months that lie ahead? Runners-up in the Championship to Manchester United in each of the last two seasons. Can they go one better this time? Star names have left, of course. Lesser-known players have come in to replace them, and there's no disputing that Arsene Wenger's squad is weaker than it was a year ago, but equally no one would disagree that Arsenal still have enough talent to be champions again. As you've heard, Liverpool have become Arsenal's bogey team, really, since the Premiership was formed. They haven't beaten them for 6 years, and they haven't even scored against them in the last half a dozen meetings. And I wonder, could this be a season when Liverpool finally return to the top of the tree? Some exciting new signings for them, a steady improvement since Gerard Houllier took over, and genuine reason for optimism in the red half of Merseyside. Well, Manchester United have set the benchmark. Chelsea have followed suit. Now it's time for two other Championship contenders to show us what they're made of. Arsenal against Liverpool, one of the classic fixtures of any Premiership season. It's coming next. It's live and exclusive.
I want to use the pie cake.
Get ready to meet some new friends
You what?
and a few familiar faces.
Bonjour. So what should I call you? You can call me Susan if it makes you happy. Heavy. Shut up and sit down, you big ball.
In the new film from Guy Ritchie about stealing stones and breaking bones, Snatch. Now you see it, now you don't.
It's gigantic! The JJB Sports Footwear Sale. Mountains of big-name sports footwear, all with 20% off. Yes, all the latest styles from Adidas, Reebok, Nike, Puma, and many more. It's the UK's biggest ever sports footwear price down. JJB prices aren't just coming down, they're crashing down.
JJB, your extra value sports stores.
Nobody knows your kids like you do.
No one would want to.
Which is why, with the parental controls on AOL, it really is you, the parents, who stay in control.
Make a nice change.
You see, you can set different internet controls for a teenager than for an under 12, say. And it's so easy to set up, isn't it?
I managed it.
And it doesn't get much easier than that. You'll probably want to know more, so call us on 0800 756 99.
Nah, couldn't. He's my best mate.
Australians wouldn't give a Castlemaine for anything else.
The World Golf Championships Part 2. A limited field with unlimited talent. You can only compete if you're a team player. Ryder Cup, President's Cup. But it's every man for himself. You've got to be very good. Tiger Woods good. He's defending the title. It's not a major, but it is Major League. The NEC Invitational starts Thursday at 7 on Sky Sports 2.
The Monday Night Football comes from Highbury. It's Arsenal against Liverpool, a Sky Sports production available in widescreen with Dolby surround sound, and where you can go interactive. The stats, highlights, full screen camera angles available, player cam, and from this season, fan zone as well. Gary Sear and Rob Gay you can listen to tonight. That's for Sky Digital viewers on channel 404. Our match commentators at Highbury, Trevor Francis and Alan Parry.
Two clubs who've won the English League title an incredible 29 times between them, but history counts for nothing as a new season gets underway, and a new season with new faces. Here at Highbury, this is Laurent. He's 23. He comes originally from Cameroon in Africa, but he spent most of his life and all of his playing career in Spain. Robert Pires is better known, of course. He was the man whose cross led to the goal that made France champions of Europe. He will be the subject, for those of you watching on Sky Sports Extra, of our player cam for the opening 15 minutes. Three newcomers in Liverpool's lineup. German international Marcus Babbel, who played against England in the European Championships. Nick Barmby, who was on the opposite side that night. And, of course, Gary McAllister, starting the 20th season of his career. The man in charge is Graham Poll, the only English referee chosen for the European Championships. A perfect night and a perfect pitch as ever here at Highbury. If Arsenal win tonight, it'll be their 150th victory since the Premiership was formed. That's a record surpassed only by Manchester United, but they haven't beaten Liverpool in their last 14 attempts, home and away. Arsenal in the familiar red and white get us underway. Liverpool in a new chain strip of yellow and black. Bergkamp with the first touch on show. And now Traoré, the young Frenchman, playing at left back for Liverpool. Gallagher, who will guard the back four from his midfield role. And this is Oleg Luzhny. He's playing in place of Lee Dixon, who's amongst the Arsenal substitutes tonight. Bright start by the home team. And a chance for Henry early on here. Good save by Westerveld. Laurent peeling away, finding the room. Westerveld had to find the save.
Well, what a start that could have been for Laurent on his home debut. A brilliant flick from Henry. Vesterveld comes out quickly, narrows the angle, doesn't give him much to shoot at, but it's a great chance. Arsenal could so easily been ahead in the opening minute.
Early pressure on the Liverpool goal. Vesterveld came and only just got the connection. Vieira. This is Bergkamp. Pires. Silvinho. And Carragher caught Patrick Vieira as he played it off. Vieira sent off for the 5th time in his Arsenal career in the match at Sunderland, and still angry about the justice or lack of it in his opinion of the decision. And Mr. Paul gives another free kick to Arsenal. Good strong run by Henry.
Maybe Graham Powell's first Premiership game of the season, but already he's shown alertness, given 2 free kicks immediately to Arsenal. Both, in my opinion, were spot on.
As was Bergkamp's free kick. Sami Hyypiä gets it away. Vieira just fails to win it back. And here's where Liverpool can hit Arsenal on the break with Schmitzer. Certainly Liverpool's game plan tonight. And it's one they've employed very successfully in recent seasons at Highbury. Pires, Bergkamp. Challenged by Heskey. On show for Liverpool. Traore, who's just 20. Carragher and Hamann. But a problem position really for Liverpool left back. Still hoping to sign Christian Ziege, of course, from Middlesbrough, but that's become a really protracted deal. Here's McAllister. Pires with a good interception, and then Hamann likewise for Liverpool. There's Lauren again. Excellent work by the German international. McAllister keeps the attack going. Barmby. Lovely return ball to Barmby, who went down. The Liverpool fans appeal, the Liverpool players likewise. The linesman's flag stayed down. Mr. Paul had a long look at his assistant, and play goes on. The first major talking point. Good tackle by Onshow. Penalty or not, Trevor?
Well, I'm not sure, Alan. I felt that the contact, first of all, from Adams was outside the penalty box. Great little 1-2 from Barmby, looks for Heskey. I think Adams just drags him back, and the initial foul is a yard outside the box.
Certainly the second challenge by Silvinho did appear to be inside the penalty area. Liverpool frustrated by that. Lorette, Luzhny on the overlap. And that came off him, goal kick. Well, the benefit of a second look, which Mr. Paul didn't have.
You see Barmby there looking for the 1-2. Adams realises he gets the better of him. Between the two of them, Silvinho and Adams, he's definitely brought down. But I think you can see the initial foul is quite clearly outside the box. But once again, it's bright play by Barmby. I think he's going to do a lot of that tonight. Link him with the front. Him and Schmitzer playing just in behind Heskey.
He had a lot of problems with an ankle injury last season, Vladimir Schmitzer, and Liverpool fans never really saw him at his best. He's been outstanding in pre-season and was very lively against Bradford on Saturday. An eventful opening 5 minutes. Liverpool have not lost on their last 6 visits to Highbury, 4 wins and 2 draws in that spell, and they've conceded only 1 goal in the process. Sami Hyypiä challenges with Adams, and the man wins that battle. Barmby making sure Pires couldn't make progress, and a little incident involving those two has changed the mind of Mr. Paul to be lenient. First yellow card.
Yes, it was an unnecessary tackle this by Barmby, because as Pires plays the ball down the line, His teammate, Henry, was clearly 3 or 4 yards offside. But Mr. Paul, very observant, gives the free kick, rightly so, and a yellow card to Barnby.
Henry. Great play by Henry, left Babel for dead then. Barnby under pressure from Silvino. And the clearance to Bergkamp. Well, that challenge just stopped him getting a sight of goal. Here's Silvino again. Dramatic ball, Laurent pulls it back. And again Laurent. He's made an instant impact.
Well, you might say it's made an impact, Alan, but this is a great chance. Liverpool over-elaborate, should have cleared their lines. Laurent on the far post, on the volley, tries to side-foot it. Really makes poor contact. And that's another wasted chance for Arsenal. This man could already have made himself a hero. He's missed 2 good opportunities. There's still plenty of time left in this game.
There's Adams who got his head to the ball. And in the end, he's done it. Laurent, having missed 2, has scored. 7 minutes gone. The first goal of the season at Highbury. The first in his Arsenal career for Laurent.
It's a dangerous in-swinging corner. Westerveld doesn't come with any real conviction. He just palms the ball down into the path of Laurent. He's already missed 2 excellent chances. He can't believe his luck. 3rd time lucky. Laurent puts them in the lead. Falls nicely to him, this time on his left foot. Drives it through a pack of players into the back of the net. Arsenal take the lead.
A £7 million buy from Real Mallorca has just ensured instant popularity with the Arsenal faithful. Only 23, Laurent. He's got real pace, as you've already seen. He's direct. He might miss some, but they'll forgive him that if he scores, particularly in a match of this importance. In a match in which Arsenal have so often been frustrated down the years. Delight for Arsene Wenger against his old friend and fellow Frenchman, Gérard Houllier. Carragher. Traoré. Luzhny's clearance as Liverpool try to recover their composure. McAllister's layoff. Schmitzer. Good tackle by Grimondi. Brilliant skill from Bergkamp. Wonderful from Henry. What a move. A little 20 seconds cameo of action there that really showed all the best of the Premiership.
Well, talk about an eventful start to the game, Alan. The pace of the game is quite something. And for Laurent, well, he can't believe the start that he's made. In the initial 7 minutes of the game, he's had 3 chances from a wide right position. All 3 with gilt-edged chances. The one he's taken has put his team into the lead. But it's ironic, isn't it, that you've only spoken in the opening minutes about the problem position for Liverpool, the left-hand side, where Traoré is playing. Bjornaby's left the club. Matteo has now gone to Leeds. We're obviously hoping to sign Ziga. That is a problem position for them. I'm not saying that Traoré is at fault for the goal, but certainly prior to that, he didn't get tight enough on the far post when the previous chances arose.
And here is the young Frenchman, although the whistle's gone for a Liverpool free kick. Cost £500,000 from Laval, and before Saturday, when he made his Premiership debut against Bradford, he'd not played at all in a league game, just 2 Worthington Cup ties against Hull City last season. It's quite a step up. So Stéphane Anchaud, the Swiss international who settled so well into Liverpool's back 4 alongside Houpier. Schmitzer. There's Babel. Gets it back from Barnby, who nudged Silvino out of the way. Now, the Liverpool bench and some of their players were very angry in the build-up to Laurent's goal because they felt that Arsenal shouldn't have had a corner. Let's see if they were right. Trevor.
Well, they've got a point, haven't they? Quite clearly, Laurent had the last touch. If Graham Poe didn't spot it, surely his assistant referee should have been closer to the action, and that should have been a goal kick.
The goal stands, and Liverpool start to pick up the pieces again. Jamie Carragher, who came on as a late substitute against Bradford, plays in this new-look Liverpool formation tonight. It was designed to frustrate Arsenal, and it hasn't worked, because they're in the lead. I wonder if at some stage Gerard Houllier will change it. Remember, he's got Michael Owen on the bench. Carragher looking for the run by McAllister. Adams has spotted it too. And McAllister cleverly wins the corner. He'll take himself.
Yes, Hoopier goes forward for this corner, as does Honcho. They're a very big side, Liverpool. Let's see what they can do from this McAllister's corner.
Babel coming in as well. And the header was knocked off the line.
Well, I think it was Hoopier who got in the header, Alan. It was a nicely flighted ball from Gary McAllister, but I'd imagine Arsene Wenger's quite alarmed by the lack of marking at that near post. Hoopier totally unmarked. No contact at all from any Arsenal player. It was a relatively easy clearance from Silvino on the post. But certainly that's a warning for Arsenal. If they concede in high positions, whether it's a free kick or a corner, Liverpool are a very big side, and already that's a danger that they've just about got away with.
Got a couple of goals last season, Sami Hyypiä. Barmby. Carragher. And now Traore. Now Carragher went in a little hard then, and the referee was perfectly placed to see the challenge. Raimondi leads the Arsenal complaints. Tough, competitive player, Jamie Carragher. Mr. Paul in control.
Well, I think that you have to give Carragher the benefit of the doubt. His momentum took him straight into Laurent. He couldn't possibly hold his run, but it was a nasty collision. Mr. Poe, no more than 2 or 3 yards from the action. He saw it like myself, totally accidental.
Well, welcome to the Premiership. He's had 2 chances that he missed, 1 that he scored from, and now he's encountered the physical side of the English game.
And probably, Alan, if Ray Parlour had been fit, he would have been on the pitch at this moment.
And he has now committed a foul. It looks like he's going to figure in the action whatever happens. Parlour with a knee injury, suffered at Sunderland, unable to be available for selection tonight. Freddie Ljungberg similarly so.
Yes, I think the selections of Luzny and Bergkamp was through choice, but I'm sure Laurent and Pires was through the injuries to Ljungberg and Ray Parlour.
On show. Hyypiä moves it on to Marcus Babel. And again, the Liverpool skipper with a long ball this time, looking for Schmitzer. Adams read it perfectly, just signed a new 1-year extension to his contract here. Keown looking again for Laurent. Traore came climbing over the top. It's only a throw. Patrick Vieira. Here's Silvino, now settled in the left-back position with Nigel Winterburn having moved on after 13 years as an Arsenal player. He's with West Ham, of course, now. Luzhny. Bergkamp. The home crowd didn't like the challenge from Onshow, but again, I think Mr. Poles indicated, yes, he has given the free kick. Silvino to take it. Just dropped it short of his intended target, Patrick Vieira. And try again. And Lorenz there again.
Yes, it seems that any free kicks or corners on the right-hand side, Silvino, with his excellent left foot, is the man who's responsible for swinging them in with pace. The free kick didn't really get beyond the first defender of Liverpool. He certainly had more success with his corner. It caused Westerveld all sorts of problems. Through that lack of conviction on his punch, it really led to the goal.
Henry climbed well. However, the referee has decided he's offside. Ibrahim. Bergkamp won it back off Schmitzer. Vieira takes it forward, tries to use the pace of Henry, who's caught offside again. Vieira wins it back. Mondi's gone down injured for Arsenal as Bergkamp shows that brilliant skill of his again. Now Onshow got the tackle in. And the crowd screaming for a free kick. Mr. Paul says play on. Mondi's in a bit of trouble at the moment for Arsenal in the middle of the field. And remember, it's an area where they are a little weak at the moment. The loss of T and Overmars, of course. The absence through injury of Ljungberg and Parler that we've already mentioned. Vieira doesn't lose too many tackles. Here's Spitzer for Liverpool. Another loud appeal. Another signal of play on from the referee.
Yes, you can see there that Keown and Adams weren't particularly happy with Spitzer. They felt that he was looking for the penalty.
Babel for Liverpool. They're one down. Emil Heskey not seen much of the ball yet. Tony Adams felt that Arsenal should have had a free kick there, but the verdict is corner.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with him, Alan. You know, Silvino got his body between the ball. There's no way that Heskey could get around him. He put his arms all over his shoulders. And for me, that should have been a free kick. What it does do is gives Liverpool another chance to try and exploit their great height.
And so at full stretch couldn't quite reach it. Carragher could, and here again is Vladimir Schmitzer. Good effort through the crowd. It could have easily deflected, but goal kick. Those of you watching on Sky Sports Extra, the subject of our player cam for the next 15 minutes is Liverpool's new signing, Nick Barmby. Kick there by Bergkamp, and he's acknowledged the fact, in fairness to him, he wasn't to know that he was going to dive that low to try and head it away. Dennis Bergkamp has only been training for about 2 or 3 weeks now. He's behind the rest of the Arsenal players in terms of fitness because, of course, he had more time off after playing for Holland in the European Championships. Well, Charlton next up for Arsenal, and their managerial team of Alan Kirbishley and Mervyn Day looking on from the stands. And Liverpool have their next fixture against Glenn Hoddle's Southampton. Sonny Hoopio is a name that wasn't too familiar to most of us, the young Finnish player when Liverpool signed him a year ago from Willem II in Holland, but he really has been one of their major successes. And you wouldn't want to lose him for any period of time. So many changes in the Liverpool team since Gerard Houllier took control now. So long since Liverpool won the biggest prize of all. McAllister and Barmby, two of the new men combined. Hamann. Babel's lay off a bit short. Silvino in quickly, and look at the pace of Henry. May Westerveld go all the way. Silvino again tries to utilise Henry's lightning pace. Oncho dragging him back. He's going to be in trouble. Certainly a free kick.
Little surprising that it wasn't a yellow card, Alan, for that. Quite clearly it was a tug of the shirt which stopped Thierry Henry in his tracks just as he was trying to accelerate away from Oncho.
It was impressive till the moment he delivered the ball into space. Easy interception for Luzhny. Very experienced Ukrainian international. They signed about a year ago now from Dynamo Kiev. And here's the Brazilian Silvino. Pires. Vieira continues the attack. Laurent eager to see the ball at every opportunity, and the crowd eager to see him get it. The referee tried to play advantage there to Arsenal as Laurent was brought down, and when none was forthcoming, he's brought them back and given the free kick. Luzhny. Vieira. Now Grimondi, who's shaken off that knock he had a few minutes ago. Luzhny caught napping in possession. But Arsenal sharp. Bergkamp. Laurent down the right, but Oncho anticipated the danger. And here's Schmitzer.
Yes, I think there's a little bit of misunderstanding there. I'm convinced that Dennis Bergkamp played that ball for Henry, not for Laurent.
Terrible ball given away to Pires, who does likewise. And then Westerveld has made a mess of it. Gave Barmby a ball he couldn't possibly keep in play. The big Dutch goalkeeper's made a shaky start here for Liverpool. You have to ask question marks about him, certainly on the Arsenal goal. Now Oncho surely will be cautioned this time. He got away with the shirt tugging earlier. That challenge on Pires, I would think, is likely to get him a yellow card. If not, Mr. Paul certainly is in lenient mood. Well, he has got away with it. He won't get away with the next one.
I do believe, though, Alan, that the supporters here reacted to the role of Pires. He really sort of went over as if he was badly injured, but within a few seconds he was up. I really don't think it was a vicious challenge. But I think, in view of the fact that it comes so quickly after the shirt pull, most people expected a yellow card.
Arsenal lost just twice in 19 Premiership games here at Highbury last season. 14 victories, 3 draws. Liverpool and Manchester United the only teams to win here. Liverpool were the only team who did the double over them. At the moment, Arsenal have got some control over this game. And a real old battle. Traore and Loren out there. Well, Loren did well. So too did Onsho. Liverpool's new system looking a little ragged at the moment.
Yes, I have to say that Traore at left-back, Alan, looks ill at ease. Every time the ball comes to Loren, and Arsenal are trying to get it out to him as often as possible. He's making himself available. He's just dropping a little bit deeper so he can get himself into a position where he can receive it and have a go at the full-back. He looks very, very nervous to me, the left-back.
And Loren's form is increasing his anxiety, that's for sure. Well, Liverpool may have this fabulous record against Arsenal, but it counts for nothing on the night. And on the night, Arsenal certainly deserve to be in front. Pires. On the ball from Grimaldi. Bergkamp. Battling with Traore. Battling too hard. Free kick's gone against him.
This was a bit of a late challenge, that, from Dennis Bergkamp on Carragher.
Onsho for Liverpool, who are 1-0 behind. Heskey wins the header, but Adams perfectly placed as ever. And around the outlet. Free kick, foul by Schmitzer. The ball for Pires. Silvinho bursting forward on the overlap. Now Patrick Vieira. Henry. Great effort.
Fantastic bit of play there from Arsenal. Thierry Henry comes off his marker, across the box. A vicious shot with his right foot. Equally good save from Westerveld. He had to watch it all the way. It was moving through the air. He got both hands behind it. Didn't want to take a chance in trying to catch it. Pushed it around for a corner. But great play.
It certainly deserved a better corner than that.
Well, it wasn't the worst corner, you know, Alan, because he hit it to the back post, but nobody had gone round the back post. If they had have done it, it wouldn't have been too bad at all.
Heskey's head. And David Seaman's had very little to do so far. Half an hour gone. And if you're watching on Sky Sports Extra, then our player count for the next quarter of an hour will figure Tony Adams. To win possession again. Well, will certainly take to him. A man for Liverpool. And his German international colleague Babel. They used to play together at Bayern Munich as well, where they were highly successful. A man stout to Vieira this time, but Ancho in the right place. And now Hupia looking to hit Emil Heskey early. Arsene Wenger has never managed an Arsenal team to victory over Liverpool, and he was saying tonight he doesn't really care whether it's a fluky 1-0 win. He'll accept anything just to beat them. He normally likes his teams to play attractive football and win deservedly. Tonight, he says it doesn't matter. There's nothing fluky about their lead at the moment. McAllister. Foul by Silvinho. Hannah. Babel. Sami Hupia. And Liverpool get a corner. A corner that gave Liverpool their most dangerous moment of the half so far, when Hupia's header was cleared off the line by Silvinho.
Yeah, this time it's on the opposite side, Alan, but it's the same kicker of the ball. Gary McAllister, normally excellent quality from him.
Carragher posing the problem for Adams, and McAllister's got a bit of a sprint to do to come across to the other side.
Remember at Coventry, with his corners, he was very productive at that near post, often looking for the head of Dion Dublin. That's the nearest Liverpool have been to scoring tonight. Near post corner, header from Hupia, almost gave them the lead.
Hupia goes up again, and this time it was the positioning of David Seaman that thwarted him. Henry, good tackle, but he's still there, and he's offside. Liverpool almost got caught.
Well, there can't be too many arguments about that. Possibly 10 yards offside. Great spot from Pires, though. Lovely ball. Unfortunately, yards offside.
Hupia. Traore. No hope, really, of him keeping that in.
Alan, I would think that Gerard Houllier will be happy to go in half-time with just a one-goal deficit. That will give him the chance to change the tactics. He can't be happy with what he's seen in the first half. Arsenal have been the dominant force. They've restricted Liverpool to just one chance, and that was from a set piece.
Vieira played a 1-2 off Graham Poll then. Now Silvinho. And Henry almost between defender and keeper.
Much of the football from Liverpool has been played in the centre of the park. They don't have much width. They're asking their fullbacks, Traore and Babel, to give them the width, because they have so many players in the centre of the park. Heskey often left alone, isolated up front. He needs a little bit more support.
And the man who obviously could provide it sits on the substitutes bench. Liverpool's throw. Liverpool had the best defensive record in the Premiership last season. They conceded only 30 in their 38 games, but the number of goals they scored was their lowest total for 8 seasons, only 51, though there is some excuse in the fact that Robbie Fowler and Michael Owen were injured for long periods of the season. Jamie Carragher. A man caught by Grimondi, and then himself caught around with the tackle. Seems to have a great attitude. He just gets up and gets on with it most of the time, although I think he's indicating there that maybe a yellow card would have been a good idea. And it looks as though his plea did not fall on deaf ears. A man caution. Silvinho. Henry. Pires. Luzny. Pires struggling perhaps to make the sort of impact that Laurent has made on his home debut in the Premiership on the other side of the field, but still a useful contribution. Adams' clearance. Haman. He's there again. This live wire, Laurent. Henry. Scorer last season, his first at Highbury with 26 goals, Thierry Henry.
Well, that must have been a frightening sight for the Liverpool back two of Houpe and Oncho. Laurent running at them with his terrific pace, knowing that he can go alone if he chooses to. He elected to give it to Henry, also with electric pace.
This is Carragher. McAllister. He went in a little too hard there on Vieira from behind. Arsenal players very angry. And it's a red card. McAllister has been dismissed on his first start as a Liverpool player.
I can't believe that decision, Alan. That really is a harsh decision.
Well, Patrick Vieira felt that he was on the wrong end of a harsh decision at Sunderland on Saturday, those who live by the sword and so on. Now it's Gary McAllister for a tackle on the Arsenal man who sees red. Philip Don, the man in charge of England's referees, looks on, and I wonder what he made of Mr. Paul's decision. Stretcher seems to be needed for Vieira. Liverpool really do have a problem. One goal down. Philosophy of containment clearly not working. And now they've lost a player. Although it looks very likely at this moment that Arsenal might have lost a player temporarily as well. This is a guy who doesn't stay down unless he's injured.
Well, the problem starts when McAllister loses possession of the ball. His first touch is not good. But what's the reaction of Grimandi there? Puts his studs in the hand of McAllister. That's totally unnecessary. The tackle for me was slightly high, but he did get the ball initially. But the follow-through, I think, that's what Mr. Graham Poe didn't like. But really, a red card, I don't think that was necessary at all. That's a harsh decision.
Certainly, if Mr. Poll had seen what Grimandi done, he should have been in trouble. That was nasty. Well, Vieira really is in the wars at the start of this new season. It's always folly to guess the extent of injuries, but he doesn't look as though he's going to come on again, or not quickly anyway. 5 minutes before half-time, I wouldn't think they will take a risk of sending him back out there now. In fact, the Arsenal doctor, along with the physio Gary Lewin, having a look at the extent of the injury. So both teams reduced to 10 men by that incident. Henry given offside. Liverpool get on with it. Aman, now Barnby. away to Silvinho. He ghosted past Barnby and then past Hammond. Henry still going, so is Perez. Well done, Westerveld.
Once again, you saw the pace of Arsenal when they break. It really is a problem for Liverpool. They've got pace in Henry, Silvinho, Perez, Loren. Wherever you look across the front, there's plenty of pace, and it's a big problem for Liverpool.
Henry goes down, but the referee shakes his head. And just down below us on the brand new TV gantry, incidentally, here at Highbury, we can see concerned looks on the faces of the Arsenal medical team as they continue to treat Patrick Vieira. He's been hauled to his feet as I speak. Schmitzer for Liverpool, meanwhile. Heskey, Barnby, Heskey, Barnby again. Now Carragher. A man's through ball, and Barnby would have been given and has been given offside. Remarkably enough, it looks as though they are going to send him on, but so close to half-time, that's got to be something of a risk, Trevor.
Well, the medical men know better than us, Alan, and if they think that he's okay, Vieira's obviously given the nod. Get him back on.
And the referee's waved him on.
The last thing that Arsene Wenger wants to do is to go through to half-time, another, 3 minutes plus injury time with 10 men.
I have to say, Vieira doesn't look comfortable at all. He's barely able to walk at the moment, but maybe in time-honoured fashion.
He's a big, strong boy, Alan. He'll run that off.
He'll run it off. I knew you'd say that. Managers always say that. Go and run it off, son. You'll be all right. Laurent. And the free kick goes Liverpool's way this time. Well, it's been an eventful half. Should Liverpool have had a penalty? Did Arsenal deserve their goal in the sense that the corner that directly led to it clearly should never have been a corner? And the sending off of Gary McAllister. Plenty for Andy and Richard to get their teeth into at half-time. And we haven't finished yet. Schmitzer for Liverpool. Bergkamp's header. Hupia. Renandi won it back. That was an important tackle. But he won't be stopped. He has been now, Henry, by the second challenge.
Well, you do feel Oncho is pushing his luck, don't you, Alan? That must be his third foul. Yes, Mr. Poe remembers the previous two. It may have been early in the game, but it's been noted. Whereas it was third time lucky for Loren with a goal, Oncho, third time unlucky with that foul.
And the third Liverpool player yellow carded, plus the red, of course, from McAllister. Good commitment from Liverpool. Oof, that dipped wickedly very late, and Westerveld very relieved to see Silvinho's free kick hit the roof of the net.
Well, the crowd are applauding, but I don't think too many of his teammates will. That's a complete waste. Arsenal have put 5 men in the box, looking for the ball to be whipped in with pace. All it needs is just a little glance of the head. But that was a total waste.
4 minutes to be added. Guillaume's clearance. And Silvinho with an excellent ball forward. Hupia gets it away. Loren's moved in from his beat on the right touchline. Now Vieira, the Liverpool fans booing him, thinking that he exaggerated the McAllister tackle. I don't think that's a fair assessment at all. Here's Schmitzer. Sorry, Perez. Barnby challenges him, and Arsenal get the corner.
Well, the two wide players have done well tonight, Alan. Perez on the left, Loren on the right. They've posed problems to Babel and Traore whenever they've had possession. They've been very positive.
Raimondi lines up the shot. That deflected along the way off a Liverpool player.
Well, they work the short corner really well. Henry comes out. It's knocked square to Raimondi. You can see the shot, it's on target. I think Westerveld probably would have saved it, but it's deflected off Heskey for yet another corner. And once again, Savinho comes over, and he'll produce that in-swinging corner with his left foot.
Which he does, and Vieira was the problem then for Westerveld, so much so that the referee's given a free kick for a foul on the Liverpool goalkeeper. And Westerveld, who played 3 times for Holland in the European Championships. But won't be happy about his contribution to Arsenal's goal. And nor will he. Henry got clouded then by Onsho. Liverpool just get on with it. The referee saw nothing wrong. Well, that optimistic effort from Vladimir Smitsa, miles wide. And managed 1 goal so far in his Liverpool career, Smitsa, and wasn't going to beat David Seaman from that range. Excellent play by Bergkamp. Henry. Loren. Well, it was an interesting cross. Well, I think the man that most Arsenal fans are going to be talking about during the half-time interval is certainly Loren.
Yes, he's been quite spectacular, hasn't he? Done some very good things, some very bad things. But he's done the most important thing of all, and that's stick the ball between them 2 white posts to give Arsenal the lead.
Half-time arrives, a new Premiership season. It always leads to talking points and controversies, and very often it's the referee who's in the centre of those. Mr. Paul turned down Liverpool's penalty request early on. He gave Arsenal a corner, although both times maybe he would have been looking for better guidance from his linesman on those 2 incidents. And from that corner, Loren hammered the ball through a crowd in the penalty area to give Arsenal the lead. Since then, Gary McAllister has been sent off, and Liverpool are 1 down at Highbury.
Plenty to talk about already. You said, will we end the evening talking about the ref? We've not even got to the end of the evening. We're talking about the ref. 1-0 to Arsenal at Highbury at half-time. Andy's thoughts on the sending off and more when we come back here on the Monday Night Football.
September football, Sky Sports. A French lesson. England against European and world champions France. From the most exciting league in the world, the Blues face the Gunners. A second capital clash, Spurs looking to nail the Hammers. Plus, Man City back in the big-time tackling Borough. And it just gets better. The champions against FA Cup winners Chelsea. Over 25 live games. September football, Sky Sports. But there's more. Catch the latest football news with SkySports.com TV, Europe's first and only 24-hour sports news channel. Available on Sky Digital.
With cutting-edge design you can see, and advanced technology you can't, the Focus has always attracted attention. But now, with £1,500 cash back, it's even easier to see why. Ford demands a closer look.
Orange believe you should be able to take your world with you. To find out how Orange can bring you news, weather and sport direct to your phone, even the latest football results, call 0800 80 1080. Take your world with you.
Are there any treatments you can buy for hereditary hair loss?
Yes, lots.
But are any of them medically proven to work?
Just one, Regain.
I still need convincing.
Well, it's prescription strength, and although results may vary, Regain Extra Strength is proven to regrow hair in the majority of men. Regain revitalizes follicles so they can go on producing hair. And with Regain Extra Strength, you could see results in as little as 8 weeks.
How can I find out more?
Call 0345 004 500 or visit
All 3 victims appeared to be virgins.
How far would you go
Damn, I'm still a virgin.
to save your life?
Can you go further?
Cherry Falls. Where would I find a wood stain from Ronseal that lasts 5 years?
In a tin with Ronseal 5-year wood stain on it. Ronseal. It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Gosh, this is nice. Absolutely splendid. It's fabulous, yeah. Super, super, super. One!
Pepper Army. It's a bit of an animal.
Gosh, fabulous, Mom.
How you doing, man? Hanging
Hey,
out,
okay.
playing football with your buddies?
Yeah, we get together once a week and go at it real good.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good time.
Let me ask you something. Why do they call American football, yet your foot barely touches the ball?
Right. What are you, Mr. Funny or something?
No, I'm not trying to be Mr. Funny Guy at all. I just want to know why they call it football.
But that's the way it is. It's in the dictionary. That's the way it's going to be.
You want another contradiction? Bud Light. Premium lager, yet lower calorie.
Nice.
You want to shake on that?
Sure.
We have to use our feet.
How many people did you have under you? I see you have a firm grasp of figures. Hmm. An interest in ornithology. Ornithology?
Bacardi Breezer. There's Latin spirit in every one.
Do you play golf?
There's more live football tomorrow night from the Worthington Cup. The first round, first leg tie between Northampton and Fulham, who were so impressive on Friday night at Birmingham. That's tomorrow, 7:30, Sky Sports 2. Gerard Houllier in with the referee as we speak. Would it be fair to say that Liverpool have not had the rub of the green?
I think that'd be incredibly fair, Richard. I think that things have certainly gone Arsenal's way. The Bambi incident, the corner, was it or wasn't it, that led to the goal? And then finally, Gary McAllister, should he or should he have not have gone?
Well, what's the answer?
Well, I have to say, I don't always agree with Trevor when we have assessments of things, but I do agree with him on this point. I was surprised that the referee pulled out a red card. We can have a look at it. What I'll do here, I'm going to run this through at normal speed because I think it's to be fair to the referee on this one and see if whether you can make the bones, pick the bones out of this. This is
another
normal
angle,
speed.
this, isn't it?
It's a good angle of everything. Ball's in, it's lost it. The other 3 players go into the tackle and there. So let me just take that back again. And what happens in this instant leads up to it is the ball is actually fizzed into McAllister, right? It's really fizzed into Gary. He doesn't get hold of it, it gets away from him. Then he lunges for the ball, doesn't quite get it, and he does catch Patrick Vieira off the top of the ball. But I don't think his intent was to be, but look at Grimondi, straight onto
That's
the right
bang
hand.
out of order, isn't it?
of Gary McAllister, who doesn't make anything of that.
But he knew. You saw him wave at him as he went off.
Well, he might have had it. I was too busy trying to get replays of this, Richard, when you were watching that. But I just think, you see Martin Keown sort it out. I think he's saying to the referee. And I was really surprised that Graham Paul has pulled out a red card and sent Gary McAllister off.
Was it a corner leading up to the goal? I'll answer that question. You posed it.
Well, we know it wasn't. But what I try to do, just to show... I mean, I just think at times we get criticised by referees. Look at Graham Paul. As this develops, he's down in this near side, Richard. So as the ball goes in, he ain't got an angle of this. All he says is, Laurent, go in, on the keeper, the ball go for a corner. He needs help from his linesman, because this is the linesman's view. He sees this. The linesman should be pointing to the centre of the goal, saying, no, that's a goal kick. They don't get the goal kick, and they pay for it. But is it Laurent's goal, or is it Tony Adams?
Well, it'll go down to Laurent, but I have a feeling that you might be right.
Or will it? I mean, we'll wait and see. But the goalkeeper comes into no man's land, doesn't clear it. And Laurent gets back up again, but watch this. As he hits it there, it hits Tony Adams on the knee and goes past the goalkeeper. Watch it carefully again. Full marks for Laurent, getting up. It goes down, he hits it. There's it off the shin of Tony. Look at Tony Adams. He thinks it's his, he's away, but so does Laurent. Pick the bones out of that, sort it out.
And the first incident which had us talking, should Liverpool have had a penalty when Barbie went over?
My first reaction was yes. And I have to say, I watched this and we've got this angle, probably the best. Referees again, right here. What's his view like of this? Is Nicky Bambi. We talked about this. He plays it in, he comes in from the right, he gives it and he keeps running. Now, I didn't agree with Trevor here. I don't think the Adams thing is an issue here. The issue is whether Silvino does enough to put him down. I think Silvino knew exactly what he was doing. I thought he leant all over Nicky Bambi, and it wouldn't have surprised. I think it was a more difficult decision. I have to say, it was not what I would call a cast-iron penalty. What I would say is, another day, another referee might well have pointed to the spot.
1-0 to Arsenal at the moment. Laurent, the goal scorer, or was it? But they lead anyway. Liverpool down to 10 men. Gary McAllister sent off. It's all happening here. Second half comes next.
Stop! This bank is not ready yet. You can't rush these things, you know, like you can't rush making Grolsch. It's brewed longer for a fuller taste, and it's only released when it's ready.
Grolsch, we only let you drink it when it's ready.
It's price down on clothing at JJB. Fantastic savings on polo shirts. There's thousands to choose from. This Patrick Piquet polo shirt down to just £6. Yes, £6. Lotto Piquet polo shirts just £7. And with JJB you save again and again. Head Piquet shirts, incredible value, only £10. Make the most of these breathtaking savings. They won't be hanging around long.
JJB, your extra value sports stores.
You all right? Go away. All right. Yeah.
The new VX 220 has been described as the sexiest car that Vauxhall have ever built. Rubbish.
It's scientifically impossible to have unnatural feelings towards a car.
Even if it has got a perfectly formed body.
Or a racy exposed aluminium chassis. A wanton 2.2-litre engine. The subtle suspension that hugs every curve, lustfully yearning to be...
Blow me.
Vauxhall, raising the standard.
For your ancestors, a long journey was just down the path to the next village. But your path must go further, across oceans and continents. into the unfamiliar. That's why United, the US experts, moves the way to more than 210 US cities. Just think of United as your path to the next village. United Airlines. Life is a journey. Travel it well.
Don't let rain damage your brickwork and painting!
Look at my lovely wall. Don't be wet. Use Thompson's water seal.
Beware the jadder man, my dear, when the moon is fat. Sharp of tongue and spindle-limbed he is, and cunning. With sweetened talk of schnapps and mets, and the deliciousness of judders. Beware the jadder man, my dear, when the moon is fat. Jadder met die mets och schnapps.
My father has always been mean-spirited and evil. It's been a lot of fun. My mom's a manic-depressive schizophrenic.
How dare you invade my planet!
God, I love my dad.
It's time to teach you to learn how to swim. Now, don't be a wussy. Christopher, go save your brother.
Titus, he has some issues. Coming soon to Sky One.
Mentioned the football from the Wellington Cup tomorrow night already. Looking further ahead to Friday, it's Gillingham against Portsmouth, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 3, and for Sky Digital viewers, interactive on Sky Sports Extra. This one will be of passing interest to one or two of us on Sunday as we prepare for Villa and Chelsea. Celtic meet Rangers Sunday at noon. It's on Sky Sports 1. First Old Firm battle of the new season. And then that is followed by a Super Sunday at Villa Park as Aston Villa meet Chelsea. 3 o'clock start as usual on a Super Sunday. So 1-0 to Arsenal here at the moment. Liverpool came with a system which frustrated them last year. What's been the difference tonight to the success they've had previously at Highbury?
In simple terms, they haven't scored first, Richard. Or Arsenal have scored first. It's been a long time since Arsenal have actually scored against Liverpool, let alone taking the lead against them. And I think that I have to say I was really surprised with Gerard Houllier, and maybe we'll get the chance to ask the Liverpool manager what were his reasons for the change. Having won positively at the weekend with a system, he goes to Highbury and changes it. I was a touch surprised at that, you know, but I'm not the coach of.
But there are many
Liverpool.
advocates to the rotation system, aren't there? We've heard Graham Souness say he doesn't believe in it. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank at Chelsea has already said to Luca, hey, don't mess me about it, I play every week. Might there be a shift, do you think, towards just sending out your best 11?
Well, you know me, and you've known me long enough to know that I, again, like Graham Souness, I'm not a lover of it. I think to get consistency in football, you have to play consistent teams. Now, you can rotate, but I mean, the word rotate, you rest a player. If someone after 20 or 30 games is showing signs of fatigue, you'll be amazed how, if he plays on the Saturday, you rest him the following Saturday and bring him back. That's 2 weeks rest the player's had. You'll be amazed how refreshed you come back after that. But when you're in good form or when the season's just started, I mean, it's obviously tactical, and I'm sure we'll find that out after the game. It's obviously been a tactical decision, a ploy that's worked well for them. But the thing about it is, when you set out your stall like that and then things go against you, it's very difficult, Richard, to turn it round then when the plan isn't working.
Available in widescreen, Dolby surround sound, and it's interactive with the stats, highlights, full screen camera angles, player cam, and this season, fan zone as well. Today, Gary Sear and Rob Gray provide the alternative commentary on the game for Sky Digital viewers, channel 404. Commentating for us, Trevor Francis and Alan Parry.
Thanks, Richard. Welcome back to Highbury, where Liverpool will get the second half underway. And irrespective of who's claiming the Arsenal goal, and it's still the ends for me, it's the first Arsenal player to score against Liverpool since Ian Wright did here back in March 1997. And if you're looking for pointers as a Liverpool fan watching this, on that occasion Liverpool went on to win by 2-1. No changes. And the the subject of our player camp for Sky Sports Extra viewers. In the first 15 minutes of the second half is Liverpool captain Sami Hyypiä. Hamann misses out Heskey, but rather fortunately Liverpool still get a corner.
Yes, he had no need to head that, Martin Keown. I think he was looking for a call from his keeper, David Seaman. It didn't arrive. So he played safety first, but he could have just let it go out for a goal kick.
Hyypiä coming round the back again, but Adams first to reach it. Bergkamp wins the throw. It's been a testing weekend for Gérard Houllier. Unfortunately, his father-in-law is seriously ill in hospital back in France, and he's having to go out to his home country tomorrow. And that's obviously been a major distraction on the first weekend of the Premiership season. I can confirm, incidentally, that Liverpool's formation was tactical rather than enforced by any injuries or any desire to rest players. Gérard Houllier was quite open and honest about that, as he is about most things.
There was a great deal of speculation, wasn't it, during the half-time interval, whether Michael Owen would come on. He certainly hasn't. I'm just looking to see if there's any change in the actual shape of the side. At the moment, it seems to be as it was.
Steven Gerrard in the background there is injured. He's one player that obviously Houllier would like to have had at his disposal tonight. He aggravated a groin injury against Bradford. Carragher's clearance. And Luzhny happy, good to go behind for a throw again. Taken early, Bergkamp. Great skill, he hit it so quickly.
Yes, he got lucky there, Bergkamp. Miscontrolled a very difficult throw-in from Luzhny, but he realised as the ball dropped, he had to take his shot early with his left foot. He just snatches at it. Doesn't make the best of contact.
He's never scored, strangely, against Liverpool since he came here in 7 matches against them. Barmby, offside, surely, Smitsa.
Well, I thought at the time that it was close. You can see it was more than close. He wasn't offside. Schmitzer gets in behind the Arsenal back four. The linesman came to the rescue by raising his flag, but quite clearly he was a yard onside.
And Arsenal get going again with Henry. Onshow's challenge. One of 3 Liverpool players on a yellow card. And ironic that McAllister was red carded for, I think, his first and only foul of the match, whereas Onshow had committed several before he even got caution. Good skill from Silvinho. Goal kick, however, the outcome.
Yes, it was great skill by Silvinho to trick Schmitzer, but he had the opportunity to get the cross in with his left foot. Here you see the good skill. Goes past Schmitzer, the forward. Babel, much stronger. Tries to get past him. It's good defensive work from the German defender.
By Keown on Emil Heskey. Fair to say Keown doesn't agree. Dietmar Hamann is lining this up as though he intends to test David Seaman here. And test him he did. Seaman had to be on his toes. Terrific clearance as well, straight onto the toe of Henry. Bergkamp in the middle, couldn't quite pick him out. And it was Hamann who got all the way back to intercept and concede the corner.
Yes, Honcho complained to the linesman that he was offside, but quite clearly Henry held his run. And once he got possession, he was the favourite. He knew that he had the beating of Honcho, used his pace to go past him. Clearly onside. One-on-one, there's only one winner here. Pushes it past him, tries to get it into the box. The covering defender deflects it for a corner.
And Hamad got his geography a little wrong there, but still cleared the danger. Adams, Keown, Vieira, threats everywhere Liverpool look. They've got to concentrate hard here. It's Babel who got it clear, but the danger hasn't gone yet. Henry. Chance for Liverpool to break, but they just haven't got enough players in the Arsenal half. Heskey making ground. Schmitzer in the penalty area. It's a good tackle by Luznik. Corner for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a good break that from Liverpool on the counter-attack. Henry, over-elaborated, should have laid it off to one of his teammates. Lost possession. A man quickly saw the on-running Heskey, but Luznik did a good defensive job to get it away for a corner.
Well defended on the near post by Henry. Henry turning it back in, but that's disappointing from the England international, who's made a little bit of history by becoming the first player to move from Everton to Liverpool directly since way back in the 1950s, Dave Hickson. Great old-fashioned centre-forward who's still working for Everton Football Club behind the scenes on match days. Martin Keown, Patrick Vieira. Now Adams. Silvinho. Was that a foul by Babel on Pires? The verdict is no from Mr. Paul.
As you've probably noticed, Alan, the opening 7 or 8 minutes of this game, Lorraine not featuring as much as he did in that first half, when he was very prominent. Just as I say that, he picks the ball up again.
And a bad mistake by Schmitzer. Henry, Lorraine is in the middle now. It looked suspiciously like a block there by Honcho, and that's Mr. Paul's assessment too.
Well, there's too many doubts about this. Henry once again used his pace. Block there from Honcho. Mr. Paul, absolutely right. Just completing what I was saying, Alan, I think that Joe Houle recognised the fact that Lorraine was a big threat in the first half. So what he's done in the second half, he's swapped Schmitzer and Bornby. And Bornby's been given the responsibility of tracking back, trying to stop the ball from being played to the feet of Lorraine.
The free kick, remember, is obviously indirect. Perfect positioning. First opportunity for Heskey to show his pace and power. What excellent covering by Grimandi. An underrated player who gets through some very good work in defence or in midfield, wherever Arsenal pick him. Traore, blocked by Lorraine.
When Heskey received that ball, the first person to confront him was Pires. And as Heskey pushed it past him, the look on Pires' face was one of astonishment. Obviously, not totally aware of the pace of Heskey just yet. He knows all about him now.
Lovely ball from Pires to Henry. They know all about his pace and finishing power. And Vesterveld needed 2 bites to hold on to that ball. Carragher. Babel. Emil Heskey. scored his first Anfield goal at the weekend. The 3 he managed for Liverpool last season were all in away games. But I think it's fair to say a lot of the Liverpool fans are still not sure about him. Gerard Houllier pleading for patience on their part. Fans don't tend to have that in abundance. Laurent's got pace in abundance. Can he finish? Henry can. He's missed it. Bergkamp almost found the net. They were fighting on all fronts there, the Gunners.
What a great goal line clearance that was from Honcho. I'm sure this ball was destined for the back of the net. Awful defending again from Traore. He goes to ground, totally unnecessary. But this is the shot. Well, why isn't that a corner?
Well, I think offside was the verdict in the end.
Against whom?
There was an Arsenal player, I think it might have been, well, I don't know who it was, to be honest, who seemed to be in an offside position.
Well, that would have been interesting if the ball had gone in the back of the net and not deflected off the head of Honcho. Would it have been disallowed?
It's that kind of night. Who knows? Here's another look at it.
This is the cross from Laurent. Bergkamp takes it first time. Well, it's Henry who's offside.
Luzhny, Raimondi. Laurent, good layoff, Bergkamp. Raimondi again. Picks out Silvinho. Patrick Vieira clearly recovered now from that jarring challenge which led to the red card for Gary McAllister. Keogh. Bergkamp. Great little Arsenal move this. Can they get something on the end of it? Pires. Silvinho. Dangerous cross. Pires. Vieira. Bergkamp on the far post, but the whistle has already gone. Free kick to Liverpool.
That was a great little passage of play from Arsenal. They kept possession, were very, very patient. They worked it till they got the overload on Babel. 2-on-1 situation. They released Silvinho to the byline, but when he played the ball in the box, there wasn't one Arsenal player ready to attack it.
Foul there by Heskey on Martin Keogh. Frustrating night for Emil Heskey so far. Given away by Pires to Marcus Babel. Liverpool got themselves hemmed in on that far touchline. One of the narrowest pitches, this, of course, in the Premiership. Arsenal. In terms of the playing surface, I think probably the very best, and it usually gets the award most seasons. Henry giving the Liverpool defenders a tough time. Heskey trying to do likewise to Arsenal's rear guard. Wins the free kick, already taken by Liverpool. Haman. Babel. Haman gets the free kick. Coming up to an hour gone. Liverpool still a goal behind. Time perhaps for Gerard Houllier to consider changing things round to try and force his team back into this game. Oh, wonderful skill from Vieira. Bergkamp, equally fine technique, as you'd expect. Here's Luzhny. Laurent wants it on the right touchline. There you go, have a go. Still Luzhny. Good ball, Bergkamp. Arsenal looking threatening again. Haman for Liverpool. Barmby. The crowd can't believe it. Tony Adams crossing the halfway line, and it's not a corner. Doing pretty well, too. To pick out Henry, he's going forward again. Adams, he's in the box. And Babel had to get there ahead of him. He scored his first ever goal for Arsenal, incidentally against Liverpool, Tony Adams, 14 years ago now. Perhaps he'll be credited with the goal tonight. Silvinho.
Once again, Alan, no one in the box. They've released Silvinho, puts in a great ball. But you do feel this pressure is going to pay sooner or later. Arsenal, for me, not far away from a second goal.
But Heskey leading the counter-attack for Liverpool. Great run by Emil Heskey. And earned that corner.
What he's done, Alan, he's ran the ball some 40-50 yards to relieve the pressure off Liverpool. He's committed 2 tackles, won his side a little bit of breathing space. Not only that, he's also won them a corner. Excellent forward play from Heskey.
Hupier's header. Hamann! Oh, what a rocket of a shot that was. And Liverpool claiming it was touched by an Arsenal man, and indeed it is a corner.
Well, he wasted no time getting the shot in. It's a great volley. Ball headed out, he's onto it. Right foot. What a save from Seaman. I don't think it was going in, but he couldn't be certain. Dived across the goal, got his hand to it, pushed it away for a corner. You do feel that if Liverpool are going to get back into the game, the best route possibly for getting a goal may come from a corner.
Traore is a further threat for Arsenal now. He's remained forward as Hamann tries to keep it in play. I think he got a little nudge there. Hamann trying to take the free kick quickly, but not from the right position. Traore's now gone back. Babel, Hupia and Heskey here, still forward.
What about the mark in there? Very, very poor, uncharacteristic of Arsenal. Ball driven in from a man. Heskey totally unmarked. He can't believe it. In fact, goes straight to his head. What a poor header. It's a long way out, but it's still a chance.
Tony Adams. It's short that for Silvinho. Babel. Carragher. The long ball from Onsho. Heskey wins the header. Hamann bursts onto it. And that's why Arsenal's defence is so renowned. When one centre-back is beaten, the other one is there on the cover, as Keown was then. Vieira. Lorenz continued his run. Barmby. Heskey still out wide from the earlier attack. Leaves it again to Nicky Barmby. Babel coming forward, but it was a good challenge by Grimandi to win it back, and it's got Liverpool stretched here if Arsenal can get it forward quickly. Bergkamp. Pires. Henry in the box. And Arsenal have to settle for a corner. Keown and Adams, as ever, make their way forward. Vieira joins them. Liverpool defend well, but with everybody back in or around their penalty area, inevitably it's Arsenal who get the loose ball. Bergkamp.
Well, that was good keeping from Westerveld. The second it left the foot of Dennis Bergkamp, he was off his line, held it comfortably.
For those of you watching on Sky Sports Extra, our player count for the next quarter of an hour will feature Lauren, the Arsenal new man and goal scorer, question mark. Tony Adams was asked at half-time if he was going to claim the goal, and he smiled, and I think that probably tells you everything you need to know. Foul on Vieira. Henry, Bergkamp's with him. How often he gives it away so carelessly. Here's Heskey. Surrounded by Arsenal defenders, though. Hamann. Traore. Relieved to see the referee give a free kick then, I think. Moran, the player who committed the foul. Hamann will take it. Looking for Hupia, who met it first in the crowd. It was Luzhny who got it clear. Difficult bouncing ball with Henry bearing down on you. And the linesman has indicated a foul by the Liverpool defender, Onsho.
Well, once the ball bounced, Onsho was always in trouble. Henry uses strength to hold the ball up, to hold Onsho off, and once again he forces another free kick.
And this is a very dangerous position for Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't know if he's quite got the angle for a clip to the far post. If Savinho's on it, he could possibly have a shot from this kind of angle.
Bergkamp too, a possible threat. Savinho takes it. Well, he was on target, but never enough pace or power to trouble Westerveld. He picks out Hamann. Barnby ahead of him. And a little nudge there by Dennis Bergkamp. Liverpool free kick.
Yeah, that was clever play from Hamann. Just ran across the line of Dennis Bergkamp and really invited the free kick.
Babel's just given the ball away. Bergkamp. Arsenal just forced to slow it down and have lost the impetus on this attack, momentarily anyway. Pires. Savinho. Frenchman takes over again. Arsenal have ended up in their own half, but crucially, they've still got the ball. Not now, they haven't. Free kick for a foul by Bergkamp on Babel. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. I wonder. Michael Owen about to be introduced into the action by Liverpool. Played all but the last few minutes against Bradford at Anfield on Saturday. Has now recovered fully, we hope, from the hamstring that has dogged him for so long now. And he's going to take the place of the Czech Republic international Vladimir Šmicer. Liverpool's top goal scorer, Michael Owen, for the last 3 seasons, and has averaged a goal every couple of games in his short Liverpool career. Now then, Carragher and Vieira clash. Bergkamp getting himself involved. 1 or 2 others have got a word to say as well.
Well, you have to say there, Alan, that Graham Paul has done Vieira a big favour, because he could see in flashpoint Vieira looking to have a go at Carragher. He stepped in to to hold him off. What's he going to produce? Certainly a yellow card.
Carragher becomes the fourth Liverpool player to be cautioned, and it looks like Patrick Vieira might become the first Arsenal man to go into Mr. Paul's book. A yellow to follow on from his red in the last couple of minutes at Sunderland. Let's get back to the football again. Luzhny. Bergkamp. Here's Laurent. Tony Adams. Owen awaits his first touch in the game. Keogh. Henry. Free kick for Liverpool. Making a back there for Keogh, but the referee allows play to go on. Traore given away to Grimondi, Bergkamp, and now Laurent. Luzhny picks out Henry. Here's Bergkamp. Another foul by him, his third in quick succession. Babel. Expect a keen competitive edge when these two meet, and we haven't been disappointed tonight. Traore. Vieira clashes again with Carragher. They've got to be careful, these two. Very careful. You just get the feeling the red mist has descended a little bit here, and Vieira went in wildly with that tackle. I think he's got to go. He's got to go. For the second match in succession, Patrick Vieira is dismissed. And rather like Roy Keane in the Charity Shield at Wembley, he can have no excuses. And he knows it. That was foolish. Very foolish.
Alan, it was foolish, but for me, he gets the ball. Let's have a look at this. Well, it's for the... He gets the ball, but it's a two-footed tackle, and that's why he's gone off. The intent is there, but he actually gets the ball. But Vieira, Alan, for 10 seconds, totally lost his head, didn't know what he was doing of. It's a sad sight, because you don't like to see a professional footballer losing the head like that, giving the referee no option.
And Arsenal's very poor disciplinary record continues. Vieira now the 31st player sent off in Arsene Wenger's not quite 4 years in charge. And for Vieira himself, that's a 6th dismissal since he came into English football. And we're now back to even numbers, 10 men aside. Well, a lively old start for Graham Poll's season. Looks like Canu's about to be introduced. Foul on Haman, and Bergkamp's in a bit of trouble. I said moments ago that he committed 3 fouls in quick succession, and I don't think he's got any complaints here.
I think Arsene Wenger would do a favour for his team if he pulled him off now, you know, Alan. He's got Canu on the bench. Otherwise, if he's not careful, Dennis Bergkamp will be sent off, and they'll be down to 9 men.
Well, if you were thinking of putting the kettle on, don't bother. And Arsene Wenger was obviously thinking along the same lines. Whether he would have changed him anyway, because Canu was ready to come on, only the Arsenal manager knows. Canu on for Bergkamp. 15 minutes to go. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0. Both teams down to 10 men. McAllister dismissed for Liverpool. Patrick Vieira for the second game in succession for Arsenal. It's great to have it back again, isn't it, this game? Hammann's free kick. And the linesman indicated a foul there by Emile Heskey on Adams.
What it's done, of course, Alan, is even the numbers up now, and Liverpool are in with a chance. Certainly the opening period in the second half, Arsenal were keeping possession, dominating the ball. No way back for Liverpool, but certainly with 15 minutes to go, they've got a chance now of getting something from this game.
And Danny Murphy has replaced Nick Barmby for that final quarter of an hour. Seaman's kick sails straight out of play. Traore. The challenge by Luzhny. And Liverpool have a corner.
This is where I think Liverpool could be a danger, Alan. They've got some big men in there. They've threatened in the first half. If the delivery is good.
And it was. But David Seaman, safe hands. And a great throw. Pires got it under control at the second attempt and was then dragged back by Hamann. Dietmar Hamann is one of the Liverpool players on a yellow card, so it looks bad news for him. We're seeing red at Highbury tonight. The third dismissal of the game. He can't believe it. It was a technicality. I guess it was a yellow card. And as it was a second yellow card, the referee, under the laws of the game, had no option, harsh as it may seem.
Well, he's sent off, isn't he, for pulling the shirt of Pires, but actually Pires miscontrols the ball, and the ball strikes his arm. Now, whether that's interpreted as deliberate, I'm not so sure, but some referees may have given handball against the Arsenal player.
Well, the headlines are already being formed for the morning newspapers. Liverpool have had 2 men sent off in only their second game of the season, and they're down to 9 men, and they're a goal behind. Luzhny. Grimondi. Henry. Carragher. Heskey. I think this is Michael Owen's first touch since he came on. Liverpool get a throw. And everyone needs to just calm down a little bit out there. Emile Heskey will make way for the big Dutchman, Eric Meyer, who's made 20-odd appearances in the Premiership for Liverpool and hasn't yet scored a goal, and almost left the club in the summer. Has got a couple of Worthington Cup goals to his credit, but not in the league. Canu. Adams picks out Luzhny. Canu again. Arsenal with a 1-man advantage, even though they've had a player dismissed as well. And an offside decision in Liverpool's favour here. 10 minutes to go. in our first Monday night feast of the season, and I think we can say it's been quite entertaining one way and another.
Entertaining and very, very eventful.
Philip Don.
I think Andy and Richard are going to need about an hour after this game, Alan, to sort all this out.
Yeah, I think they'd like to have a word with the referee Supremo as well. But they always close ranks, don't they? Well, there can only be a smile of resignation on Houlier's face. Here's Grimondi. Now Loren. Luzhny. In theory, it ought to be a lot easier for Arsenal to keep possession now. Pires. Loren. Luzhny providing the necessary width to stretch nine-man Liverpool. It's just keep ball really for Arsenal. Kanu. Oh, he was so persistent. Moncho has sliced the clearance.
Once again, good play from Arsenal. Very patient, kept possession, making Liverpool work until they finally find a little bit of space that enabled Kanu to get to the byline, force a corner.
Straight across the box to Henry. And it's been a damaging night to Liverpool, not just in the sense of possibly losing 3 points and 2 players here, but the resultant suspensions as well, at a time when Liverpool are carrying injuries to so many players. Fowler, Redknapp, Berger, Hegem, Bumed, the new man, Gerrard, none of them available for selection tonight. And now suspensions in the offing for McAllister. That was a straight red as well, so that presumably be a 3-match ban. And then for a second yellow card also sent off. Traore, Owen. It's a good ball. Kupia, Murphy. Gets a free kick, challenged by Tony Adams. And they've taken it early. Babel. I think it was Meyer in the centre who was offside.
Good defending again from Arsenal. Held an excellent line as the ball comes in from Babel. So I think it was this man, the picture, Meyer, who was caught probably a yard or two offside.
Well, the miracle is that Liverpool are hanging on in there and still just a goal away from an unlikely rescue act in this game. Coming back from an offside position, but that's why the referee let things go on. Carragher bites in again.
Yeah, that was good pressing from Carragher. Pires thought he had a little bit more time. Not quite adjusted yet to the pace of English football. Carragher snapped at him.
Clearance by Oncho. Well, what with the dismissals and the substitutions, presumably there'll be a fair slice of stoppage time to be added. But officially, we're coming up to 5 minutes to go. Carragher for Liverpool, who still trail 1-0. On a ground where they haven't tasted defeat for a long time. Murphy. Babel. Now Carragher again. And again. But Henry's taken it from him. Murphy. Looking for Meyer. Luzhny just toe-ended that behind for a corner.
Yes, that all came about through Thierry Henry carelessly losing possession in centre of the field. Just look how many men Liverpool are throwing forward now for this corner. 5 minutes to go.
Well, they've only got 9, and most of them seem to be in the Arsenal penalty box. Babel. And that'll be another corner. Well, Arsenal must be wondering if the Liverpool bogey could strike again here. A game in which they've led 1-0 for so long, in which they have 10 men to Liverpool's 9. Surely they couldn't let the point slip again, or could they? David Seaman in the right place. Not entirely sure Traore really wanted it back there. But he's done well. Just out of play as Meyer temporarily joins the crowd. The now departed, temporarily that is, Vieira, still being sung by the crowd here. As Arsenal edge towards victory. And a significant one, make no mistake. Early in the season though it may be, beating one of their major rivals is always doubly pleasing. Still only get 3 points, but psychologically, especially having lost at Sunderland at the weekend, this will be a big win for Arsenal, if they achieve it. Pires. Kanu. Did well. Good tackle by Onshow. Pires is there again. Luzhny. Kanu.
Well, he took the ball brilliantly, didn't he, into his feet. Luzhny was wanting to play a ball into the box. Kanu asked for it into his feet. Instant control. That's a great ball too from Pires to change the play. Watch Kanu. I think there, though, that he's a little bit ambitious with his shot.
Well, is there a twist in the tail of this game still? Michael Owen. Almost hoping to provide it for Liverpool. Babel. Did well. His pressure on Silvinho keeps the ball in play. Owen goes down. The referee says play on. Henry. Suggestion of handball there, and that's the verdict. Again, it's all or nothing time for Liverpool now. Their remaining outfield players are all inside the Arsenal half. Estebel takes the kick. Upio is up there. Clearance by Adams. Back into the crowd. Set up for Murphy, perhaps. Ramondi denied him room, and then the foul gives Arsenal the chance to break. Moran, Kanu, Henry, take your pick. Henry's going to. Good save. He's there again, and no mistake. The points belong to Arsenal, and last season's top scorer is off the mark again. Bang goes the 0-0 draw. How right he is.
Well, Liverpool were totally exposed at the back. They threw everything forward. But what about the quick thinking from Martin Keown? He realised that Liverpool were hopelessly outnumbered. Onshow, hopeless task. He tries to hold them up. Keeper makes a great save. It comes back. But what about that for a finish from Henry? Great finish. Left foot shot, comes back out. Calmly side foots it into the corner of the net. Game, set and match to Arsenal.
There's only going to be 2 minutes of added time, surprisingly. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough in any case for Liverpool. 2-0 down, 2 men off. It's all over. Rather shouting. And there'll be a fair bit of that at the end of this game, I would say. The views of the respective managers are going to be particularly interesting to hear tonight. Rimondi. And Luzhny. Laurent. Canu. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Oh! If he could have rounded off that move with a goal, it would have been some goal.
Well, it appeared as if the ball was stuck to his foot as he controlled that. Gets himself the angle, drives it in near post. Westerveld equal to the shot. And once again, great play from that man, Canu.
Here he is again. Oh, magic! Magic bit of skill from Canu.
I told you that ball was stuck to his foot.
It's all over. At long last, Arsene Wenger has scored a victory against Liverpool. But a quiet day at the office, it most certainly wasn't. 3 red cards, a host of talking points. Tremendously entertaining. If the rest of the Monday night football shows are like this, don't make any other dates in your diary. Richard, it's all yours.
Well, we've got a busy half hour.
Let's have a break.
2-0 Arsenal, that doesn't tell the whole story. Extraordinary 90 minutes. The reaction, everything, the lot and more when we come back.
Tonight at 10 on Sky. On Sky Premiere,
Captain Riggs. Captain Murtaugh.
Captain's Chaotic in Lethal Weapon 4.
Your extra value sports stores.
With the new Nokia communicator, I do my banking using WAP services. Check my email on the move and send faxes from taxis. So there's no need to stop at the office after a meeting. With the Nokia communicator, I connect on the move. Nokia, connecting people.
Well, it does make you wonder what we've all been doing on a Monday night, doesn't it? Extraordinary. 90 minutes from Highbury this evening. 2-0. That's the important statistic on the evening. 3 big points for Arsenal. A first win over Liverpool in 13 attempts since March 1994. 3 sent off. A man of McAllister of Liverpool, Vieira of Arsenal. He'll miss 5 games now, including matches against Manchester United and Chelsea. And man of the match? Well, I wonder who that was. Claire Tomlinson has got the answer to that little poser.
Well, you're joining me down here in the tunnel with man of the match, Carling man of the match, Thierry Henry. Thierry, so much went on in that game, but let's start. You're off the mark, another goal.
Yeah, but I think, it's not the most important tonight because, I think we have to think about Patrick Vieira. I think, all the time he has to get some good kick, and obviously, he has a lot of attitude on the pitch, so sometimes he has to sometimes answer, but I think he's a nice guy, and he doesn't deserve that. And I think about him tonight because he was already upset after the game at Sunderland, but tonight I think it's too much.
You're very close to him, Thierry. How do you think he will respond?
I don't know, it was very disappointing when he left the pitch, and I was disappointing as well for him, and I feel a bit sad for him. We won today. It was very important for us because we deserved, I think, to win at Sunderland. But sometimes in football, you have to score. So we didn't win. But tonight we have to think about Patrick because he didn't deserve that.
You were out there on the pitch. How much do you think the referee was in control of the match?
I don't know. I don't have to speak about the ref. You know, he's like he's human, so he has to do some mistakes sometime, like we have to do sometime, like we did at Sunderland up front. But you know, at the end of the day, Patrick took a red card again. So the only thing I have to think it's about that, and it will be difficult to him to respond well. I think he's gonna do that on the pitch, but you know, I think it's too much. It's too much now.
Thierry, Trevor Francis has named you the man of the match for the match. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, that's strong. And reading between the lines, I get the impression, do you not, that Patrick Vieira might just be thinking as he sits in that dressing room, I'm not sure I can take much more of this.
And that was really eye-opening, that interview, Richard, it was, because obviously Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira are incredibly close. And it was just to hear Thierry Henry. I mean, you would have thought that that man had just played in a team that had been hammered and it had a nightmare game and they're dreadful. And here we are. All he wanted to talk about was how Patrick Vieira was going to react to what he felt was yet another injustice. And from listening to Thierry talk there, Richard, it seemed to me as if he was saying he's going to react negatively.
I'm thinking back to the time. Do you remember when Eric Cantona was sent off on that pitch? It was, I think that was 2 back-to-back for him, wasn't it? And there were some concerns then at Old Trafford. Would he stay? Might he have had enough of English football? Is it a genuine fear, do you think, that Patrick Vieira may just be thinking that way too here?
After that interview? Absolutely. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. If anyone could have got to Patrick Vieira right after that game, when he walked up that tunnel, if any of our reporters had happened to be there and said to him, Patrick, it wouldn't have surprised me at that particular moment, and right now he'd be thinking, I've had enough of this. And that would be a staggering and a sad and a huge loss to not only our game, but to Arsenal. And I think that's how he feels right now. I hope in the cold light of day, if he is feeling anything like that or along these lines, that he thinks again.
You had some sympathy with him. You said that right at the start of the show, after the sending off at Sunderland. Do you have any tonight?
Yes, more so. More so. As far as I was concerned, he did appear to lose it. I will grant you that. And for the 3 minutes or so after the Carragher tackle, when both Jamie Carragher and himself were booked, he'd lost it a little bit. But
first booking?
This is it. I mean, it's
right
the Jamie Carragher incident here. He doesn't get booked for anything here, Vieira, other than retaliation. He felt Jamie Carragher's arm came up and caught him across the face there.
It did appear to, didn't it?
And it might have done. And he got booked for that reaction. Right? Now, here we go. Here's the second one. Now, as Patrick Vieira goes in there, there's only one thing in danger there, Richard, and that's the football. There's only one player got his eye on the ball, and that's Patrick Vieira. Dietmar Hamann didn't go to play the ball there.
What did he go to play?
Well, you can see it. I mean, I've got an angle and I'll show you it later, what he went to play. But there was only one thing, and he might have been up, he might have lost it, but are you watching
show
here?
us, let's have a look at it. What was Hamann doing?
Well, you just watch it. You can make your own mind up. Here's the ball going there. In comes Vieira. Now, watch both players. Who's going for what?
Vieira the ball, if you're asking me, Hamann Vieira.
Who's going for what? All I'm saying is there was, listen, not everyone might agree with me, and Liverpool supporters might not agree with me, other people might not agree, but when I saw that incident happen, I said to you, I'm staggered. There was only one thing in danger there, was the ball. Patrick Vieira didn't have a footballer in front of him who he was jumping into, who he was tackling. He had the ball in front of him.
He appeared to go...
He's a ball winner, Richard.
Yeah.
He went to win the ball.
Playing devil's advocate, he appeared to go with 2 feet. From a referee's perspective, and that's on the back of 2 little nibbles. He's had a go at a couple of other players on the way round there,
I don't agree with that. No, I don't believe it's the back of 2 little nibbles. And I agree he's jumped at the ball there. But you watch when he makes contact with the ball. His other foot is cupped underneath him, and he makes contact with the ball with his right foot, not 2 feet, with his right foot. And there isn't a Liverpool player in front of him. Patrick Vieira was not jumping into a Liverpool player, in my opinion, to harm him. He jumped at the ball, admittedly, but he had to win it. Patrick Vieira's game is ball winning. Part and parcel of his game is ball winning. He went to win that ball. All right, now he might have been running about and might have just lost it, but not at that moment. He went to win the ball and he won it. And I thought the referee was wrong, totally wrong with that subsequent booking and sending off. I also think he was wrong with McAllister, and I think he was wrong with Hammam. So, I mean, that's just in case anyone thinks that I've got any vested interest in this. I haven't. I didn't want to see one player sent off there tonight. We've seen 3, and we shouldn't have seen any.
Arsene Wenger's over your right shoulder there. Arsene, good evening to you.
Good evening.
What is your verdict on what you've seen tonight, specifically concerning Patrick Vieira?
It's a very sad night for us, because I believe that he was sent off. But if I say wrongly, I will hear again that I'm whinging.
Well,
but,
just no, don't
maybe
say wrongly,
I don't
Arsene.
understand the rules in football, but...
Tell us honestly, what did you think?
I believe he just played the ball in both occasions, but maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. That's how I see football.
What did he say to you when he went down the tunnel?
I wouldn't repeat that tonight. I don't want to comment too much, but I feel that situation comes in extension of the situation we had faced at Sunderland, where a player was on the field just to upset him. And I feel that sometimes players who get out of the game by not trying to play football and just come on the field and try to upset players who try to play football. Or just repeat tonight that Patrick Vieira is world champion and European champion, and he's a football player. And some people are on the field to upset him. Okay, sometimes they succeed, but I'm really sorry for him.
But isn't that part and parcel of being a great player, Arsene? Isn't that? And you must accept that. No, but you must accept surely that teams who are regarded as having less quality than Arsenal and Manchester United's and Liverpool's and Chelsea's of this world in the Premiership, that other teams will try to stop your best players, Manchester United's best players, from playing.
Of course, I can understand that, and I accept that. I was manager in teams who had less potential, and but I never asked my players to kick anybody or try to stop the teams who were better than us. Of course, that I find that absolutely normal, but I don't find. I cannot accept that people tell their players to go on the field and just try to upset the player. To stop him play, that's completely normal, but sometimes that's difficult to accept. And there's that feeling amongst the players, some players, and I think Petit and Vieira had that feeling already last season, and they were not enough protected. But maybe Patrick is a physical type of player, and that sometimes he's as well. He's not an angel, I don't say that, but I just feel that the addition of all the games maybe made him feel too much is too much.
Is he the victim, do you think, sometimes, Arsene, of the opposition targeting him, refereeing decisions, or of his own temper too often?
He is a big temper, that's right, and sometimes there's problems to keep his calm. I think he made a huge progress last season after sending off at West Ham, where he was suspended for 9 games, and rightly so. And he came into this season, and I felt just I could show you some highlights of the game at Sunderland, that he was fouled badly and really badly and not protected, and that he lost his temper there. And tonight is maybe an extension of what happened on Saturday.
But I don't think he lost his temper. I mean, he might have lost it a little bit, Arsene, but the tackle in particular, the incident in particular, I mean, I've had my say on it, and I will stand by the fact that I thought the only thing that was in danger when Patrick Vieira made the tackle was the football. There wasn't a Liverpool player in danger as Patrick Vieira made that tackle. And I felt that he was extremely unfortunate with tonight's incident.
It was unlucky for him because he went for the ball in twice. It's as well difficult for the referee, I must accept, because the tackles and the game is so quick. And because he had sent off McAllister, he was in a position where maybe he thought he had to do it. I don't know, we can explain that better. It's just, I wouldn't like to comment too much tonight. It's just a sad night for us.
Talk more generally. Sorry, Anne. You talked about Petit being frustrated with what he felt was a treatment that was specific for him. He's gone. Did he, as he left, say, well, maybe it had something to do with what was happening on the football pitch, Arsene? Was he frustrated by his treatment here?
He was, yes.
And is Vieira?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is there a danger that Vieira might want to go too?
He's frustrated as well. If you ask him tonight, of course, he will be very frustrated. I think just that he will come back when he will recover and mentally recover and have a rest. Maybe he will come back and be positive. But of course, tonight he's very upset.
Is there any danger, do you think, that he might want to leave Arsenal and English football?
There's always a danger nowadays when you're manager to lose your best players because, of course, all the big clubs want your best players, but I don't hope so. I don't think so, and I hope not.
Well, thank you very much, Andy. Anything else?
No, I would like. I mean, we've spent 5 or 10 minutes here, Arsene, talking about Patrick and the players. I mean, there's Arsenal fans watch tonight, and in more general terms, even in that, your team's performance tonight. I guess you were extremely pleased with the result and the way that they performed.
Yes, because we had already a very good game at Sunderland and came out very down and very frustrated. And I believe in this team and in the character of the team. And they shown 48 hours later, after being so disappointed on Sunday morning, it was very difficult yesterday morning for them. And they picked up themselves up again. And tonight they've done what we really needed and wanted, because it were already a very important game for us. And I'm very pleased with the result and the way we played. But of course, in the dressing room, we are not as happy as we should be tonight.
And what about Laurent and Pires? Happy with their performances tonight?
Yes, very well. I didn't want to expose them for the first game away, and I wanted them to start at Highbury, and I think they've done very well tonight.
Arsene, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arsene.
Often accused of perhaps not seeing incidents that he should have done, but he did that tonight. Very forthright and very honest, I thought, there as well. Arsene Wenger, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. My one worry is, yet again, he uttered the words that Thierry Henry uttered. If you speak to Patrick tonight, we may get an answer we don't want.
Short break. Liverpool's reaction to what we've seen tonight. When we come back, they were beaten 2-0, had 2 sent off. What do they make of it all? That's next.
Hours of live television about football. Tim and Helen kick off at 8 a.m. with their celebrity-packed show.
Soccer AM is back.
But we've moved.
And now we're on Sky Sports 1. Then at midday, join Jeff Stelling and his panel of experts.
Soccer Saturday returns with detailed previews, constant updates, and the fastest results service on TV.
Join the team every weekend, Saturday from 8 a.m.
on Sky Sports 1.
Stop! This bank is not ready yet. You can't rush these things, you know, like you can't rush making Grolsch. It's brewed longer for a fuller taste, and it's only released when it's ready.
Grolsch. We only let you drink it when it's ready.
Nobody knows your kids like you do.
No one would want to.
Which is why, with the parental controls on AOL, it really is you, the parents, who stay in control.
Make a nice change.
You see, you can set different internet controls for a teenager than for an under 12, say. And it's so easy to set up, isn't it?
I managed it.
And it doesn't get much easier than that. You'll probably want to know more. So call us on 0800 756 9999.
Mobile One, now at Esso service stations.
We've got Arsenal's perspective on the evening. Arsene Wenger very disappointed with the sending off of Patrick Vieira, and right now not sure which way he might take himself as far as the future is concerned. What did you make of the other big decisions tonight?
Well, we talked about Gary McAllister's at half-time, Richard. We'll quickly look at it again. It's exactly the same for me. He got a problem with the ball, fizzed into him at great pace. Now, run it at full speed, and it comes there. And for me, he's mistimed his tackle. It got away from him. He was on the stretch. This time, there is a player
Was it
in front
malicious?
of him. Not malicious. Listen, you're talking about a guy who was last sent off over a decade ago, Gary McAllister, who doesn't have a history of topping people, so to speak. I think he's mistimed his tackle. The referee's right there. There was a lot happened. It happened very quickly. I just thought he acted rashly, the referee, and wrongly.
And when we ran that on at half-time, we saw Grimondi tread on his hand.
Yes.
Did we not? That wasn't quite the right thing to do.
That wasn't quite the right thing either.
And Hermans, what did you make of that one?
Well, let's have a look at it. I mean, seeing this happen, Richard, was just farcical. The ball pops up, it bounces between them, both arms there. I mean...
Nothing more to add.
What can I say? I mean, a picture speaks 1,000 words. They were all said there. I mean, I'm absolutely staggered that yet again a Premiership football match has been denied a player's finishing it because of something as trivial as almost the two players getting tangled over a bouncing ball.
Well, not just tonight either. You think about the people that will spend money to see that guy play, and he's missing for 3 matches now.
Well, I know.
So it has a knock-on effect, doesn't it?
Great sympathy and worry about Vieira, and sympathy for Arsene Wenger losing him. And I felt the same about Gerard Houllier tonight. He's lost 2 players, not only for the game tonight, but 2 players for what will amount to, 3 games each? And for what?
Well, let's see if Gerard Houllier knows. Have you had time yet, Gerard, to speak to the referee?
No. I spoke to the referee at half-time. I said, first of all, he misread the tackle because I had the opportunity to see it. And I saw that Gary McAllister miscontrolled the ball. And then he went to tackle the ball, but he had one leg, 1 foot on the ground, and he went with the other leg. It's not as if he had thrown his 2 legs for the tackle, in which I would have understood that, he'd been sent off. That was not the case. I think he made a fuss of it, because how can you send a player off for a tackle like that when there's so many tackles all over in the game? And in fact, it spoiled the game, because playing after 2 days, 10 against 11 in Arsenal in Highbury, the game was finished. At the end of the day, football is an entertaining enterprise. So if you talk more about the referee than about the football, there's something wrong somewhere.
I think you've got some support to my right here. I think Andy feels exactly the same way. But the second one, Herman, have you any idea why he went, what that second booking was for?
No, I didn't know. I thought exactly, it was in front of us. The 2 players were using their arms, to try to go to the ball, but again, that happens everywhere. I felt very sorry for the free sending off. They spoiled the game to me. And also for the goal. When you play against Arsenal, the first goal is going to be important. The referee had seen nothing, and he admitted it. He said that. And then he went to the linesman, to the assistant referee, who had the corner flag down. So, how can you give a corner when both, they had not seen anything? And they gave a corner, and that was a goal. Obviously, it was not a corner. You could see it on video. We could see it from where we stood. Probably 38,000 people saw it, except the referee and the linesman.
I think, to be fair to the referee in that situation, Gerard, he was obviously wrong side of the play, couldn't get a look at it, and he was looking, obviously, for help from his linesman. In that particular instance, the linesman who, as you say, should have had a good look at it, should have got it right, actually got it wrong for him.
But the problem, usually when you don't see it, you give the advantage to the defense.
To the defense, yes, I would agree.
We're talking about top referees here. We're talking about the new rules. Are we going to have, as you said, McAllister is going to be banned for 3 games? I hope the FA is going to have this panel and watch this video again and watch the tackle. 3 games for just a tackle like that. We pay a lot for that game. I didn't think we played particularly well, but after playing 10 against 11 at Highbury, the game is finished.
Are you saying, sorry, Andy, you say you also have sympathy with Patrick Vieira, Gerard?
Exactly, because I think he tackled the ball. Our boys said that. It's very funny, because I think Patrick, at the end of the day, I thought Patrick was damnly severely injured, but he wasn't. He played the full game, and it was very unfortunate, again, that he was sent off.
Isn't it terrible, though, Gerard, to be sat here after a game with two giants of our game, starting the season off? We're expecting a real spectacle, and here we are debating the rights and wrongs of an official.
Exactly.
Should they be getting it right? I mean, are people like me and Richard and others who watch football, Gerard, are we wrong to look at things and criticise officials at times?
Football, to me, is an entertaining enterprise. So it's got to be protected. I'm sure, you know, maybe Mr. Paul misread the tackle, but that's 2 mistakes. I mean, the tackle, the corner, and then another one, and then Hammam. Do you think we're a team of thugs? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, personally, I think this game didn't deserve so many bookings.
So it's very hard for us to sit here and debate how well or how badly you felt your team played, because you can't assess it, really. Is that what you're saying?
I can't assess my team. How can you assess a team? I mean, you knew that playing in Highbury, particularly after the loss they had at Sunderland, they would push and we would be under pressure for about half an hour. But after half an hour, you lose the man, it's finished.
Gerard, I know you saw a lot of football during Euro 2000, because I kept bumping into you. Do you think that we referee games in this country differently? Are you seeing a different approach here to that which you did during the summer?
I don't know. I think Mr. Paul had a bad game today. Sometimes we team have a very bad game, and he had a very bad game today, he and his assistant. Maybe he's starting the season. We're very unlucky with Mr. Paul. I mean, I've never won with him. That's clear. I mean, I don't want to, you know, to have anything behind that. But as soon as we have Mr. Paul, the players know what's going to happen, and it happened again today.
Do you feel, though, Gerard, that you can contribute, though, in a more constructive way regarding referees? Because this year, they're actually going to take into consideration what you, the managers and the coaches of the Premiership sides, actually think about them after their performance. Is that going to help you, then?
I hope so. But I'm sure, you know, I'm sure that if Mr. Paul watches this kind of video, he will probably referee in a different way next time. Yeah, he was very near the action. And his decisions are very heavy of consequences for both teams, because I think it spoils the game.
And sadly, nothing really to say, Gerard, as far as the match was concerned, because you can't, as you said to Andy, you can't really make much of it.
After half an hour, when you play 10 against 11 and you're 1-0 down, what do you expect? Yeah. Obviously, they pass the ball around. I think we probably showed some kind of, I would say, brave qualities. I mean, we showed, you know, we can't blame the players for not giving their all, but obviously they knew that it was the end of the game.
Could I ask you one football question, Gerard, just on tonight? And that is, after the weekend, a good win at home, playing a certain way with a certain formation, what were your reasons for changing it tonight? Leaving Michael Owen out, for instance, in particular.
We played Arsenal twice and Leeds twice, you know, in a 4-5-1, and you know, I would say that's the 4 times we won, even against Chelsea at home. Today, I thought that, you know, the way we would set up, we would have to play maybe for about half an hour or maybe 1 half, and then the freshness and the pace of Michael would have been useful. That's what the idea. Exactly, that's what the idea.
Well, I got one football question in tonight, Gerard. Thank you for that.
Unfortunately, I mean, we couldn't do that because, I mean, when Michael came on, it was a very difficult situation for him.
Well, thank you for joining us, and next time, let's hope it's in more positive circumstances. But thank you very much.
I hope so.
Gerard, thank you. And, you know, my greatest wish now is just sitting listening to those 2 guys tonight. We live in a democracy. Let's hope that their positive and honest contribution tonight is respected by the Football Association, and charges, for goodness sake, don't follow, because that really would add insult to injury.
Well, I'd like to think, Richard, in the way that the FA are trying to clamp down on certain things, they're trying to be more diplomatic, they're trying to be strict in certain ways. Yes, I agree with that. Mob rule doesn't work. I agree with all that on the pitch, and I think they should clamp down on certain things. But I do hope that they're true to their word, and that they respect that, yes, we will give football clubs the opportunity to appeal using video action, using pictures to show that their players perhaps were the victims of a poor decision. Because as Gerard Houllier says, and it's a quote I use often, as you've known, everybody has bad days at the office, everybody. So therefore, players shouldn't be punished twice for somebody having a bad day at the office. And I think, again, the referee who we sat here and absolutely lauded over last year about his performance against Manchester United at Highbury, when I thought he gave one of the best refereeing performances, he's given one of his poorest tonight. Therefore, the FA, I hope, will look at the video action if Arsenal and if Liverpool decide to contest them, which I think they might on the evidence we've seen tonight, and we'll see just how lenient they're going to be to clubs' desires to get it right, as they are to the clubs helping them. I think it's a 2-way street here, and they've got to meet somewhere along the middle of it.
Well, there are a couple of goals somewhere in that tonight, because
Are they? Where are
Seems
they?
a long time ago now.
I've got